Happy Jack's RPG Podcast. I'm in Max. Pursuing the RPG hobby with reckless abandon.
Seamless.
We are live.
Hello. Seamless transition. Minutes ago, you were watching another game, and now here we are.
Yeah. Hi,
Because we are professionals.
we are professionals. Hi, my name's Dave from Monkey Fun Studios. Thank you for joining us on Saturday. I didn't even know what day it is. 17th, thank you, of November. And we are part of the Happy Jack's Rainbow Railroading fundraiser. So if you have an opportunity, do check us out on happyjacks.org/rainbow. And today's game is going to be something that's a play test of what we're currently working on at Monkey Fun Studios. It's a game called A Town Called Malice. Now, before I get started and start explaining some of the rules, I want to introduce my players so you know exactly who I'm talking to. So I'll start on my right.
Oh, hello. My name is Celine. I'm a writer and comedian here in Los Angeles, and an expert at accents.
She's an accidental.
No, I'm 100%. I have a degree in it. I have a PhD in accents. That joke died in the middle of
I think
telling
it's
it.
pronounced FUD. PhD.
Who?
In Scandinavian.
In Scandinavian? It's like,
I'm Stork. I don't have an accent today. I might later on if Celine ends up really getting good at it, because then it gets infectious. And I'm playing this game. Is this the fifth game today?
Yes, it is.
I'm Jib. You guys all know me. And I got nothing. I'm lucky to be conscious.
Hi, I'm Mac. I don't know what sleep or anything in the world is anymore because I was here from midnight till 4 playing other games. So I'm going to keep playing that game while everybody else plays whatever this is. Also, I am the keeper of the prize list, so we should probably list that out for our donators.
Please.
So for the top donor in each game, you get an Evil Hat game. The top 2 donors of the marathon get a Rainbow Dice / Patch gifts packs from Mixed Species on Etsy? That's wrong. Etsy.
It's pronounced FUD.
It's pronounced FUD. And then for the top 4, as of December 31st, because we're actually running this for longer than just the 24 hours,
Yes.
get to play online in a Happy Jacks game.
Mm-hmm. So, please donate while we're playing this game. So, one of the things I wanted to explain is that this particular game is based off of the story pillar system, which was originally created by Jason Olsen for his game from Protagonist Industries, Home by Dark. But this is a modification of it, so we're going to be actually talking about the rules, bringing up the players, and also explain to you folks at home how the game itself will work. So, A Town Called Malice specifically is a Nordic horror game, not unlike the TV series Dark. I'm trying to think of Twin Peaks is another one. Fortitude, Wallander, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, all of those kinds of things fit into this particular game where everyone is centered with or a member of a small Scandinavian town out in the boonies having to deal with certain things. Now, whenever you see one of these series or movies or television, everybody has specific roles. You see a lot of these roles are recurring. And so everyone here has already picked what their role is. So we're going to actually talk about that real quick. So what is your role?
I am the local.
I'm the elder.
Okay.
I'm the law.
The stranger.
And I am the medic. Now, one of the things I want to explain before we start building our characters is that as the story pillar system, our game has 3 specific pillars that make the narrative. And you can see them over there right now. You can see that there is the local event, that there is a body that gets found, just like in most Nordic mysteries or thrillers, and there's what's called the darkness. I'll talk about those pillars in just a moment. But one thing I want to explain to everybody is that what we want to do as a group collaboratively is to make sure that the event takes place, that the darkness gets vanquished. Okay, and obviously we will want to clear off the dice that's found on the body. Now, what the darkness is flipped over right now. Nobody knows what it is, but it'll be discovered when all the dice are removed from the body. Don't worry about that. We're not going to like be dice heavy on this. We're actually going to be focused on the narrative. So everybody, as I said, has a role that they're playing, and every role has what's called a personal goal. That is something that you are wanting to achieve in addition to clearing out the dice off of those cards. So we'll talk about that real quick. What's your personal goal? It's right there.
The local has lived in Malice all her life and knows everyone's secrets better than they know themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But the local minds her own business for a reason. The local knows what's just beneath the surface of the town, both its good and its bad.
All right. And it says the goal.
I'm not even on. That's great.
Oh,
But it
That
was
is
well
that
said.
was the goal.
No.
Oh, contain the secrets.
There you
good
go.
job producing.
Stork.
Let's see, my goal is maintain the status quo.
That's right. Jib.
I am trying to maintain order.
Okay. Mac.
Uncover the truth.
Okay, and as the medic, I want to save lives. So what we're going to do is do the hardest thing of any game, that you've ever played. Everybody come up with a name for your character. Whoa. Okay. So while we're doing this.
I'm just going to write it on my character sheet. You ready?
Sure, if you like. I also have created a little card there so you guys know who I am.
And while we're writing this, we did get a donation that came in from Christopher Pullman. So thank you for that.
Okay. Now we'll be talking a little bit more about how the game overall works, but let's see. Does everyone have names yet?
Yes. I was like, man, I don't know how these names work. I just made one up, and then I saw your name. It's like, oh yeah, that's how they work. There is a real name system that I ignored.
Did you want to actually make a...
No, this is my name.
No, a card.
Oh,
Like
yes,
this.
I do. I'm making it right now.
There you go.
I'm just going to keep it simple and just out.
Mugens Jakobsen.
Jacobson.
Is it, did I spell it Jakobsen?
It does not need to be a Scandinavian name, of course. Most of these smaller towns that are up into the Arctic Circle have a cosmopolitan population more often than not.
I'm
I'm the
Scandinavian.
Okay.
Locals.
Oh, well, that's going to be very interesting. Okay. All right, so let's introduce everybody. So the local is Fleur Strugenflugen.
Yeah,
Okay.
say it correctly. Strugen, flugen.
Okay.
And Mugens Jakobsen
Okay.
is the elder. I should write who I am.
The law is Elias Nordquist.
Okay.
And the stranger is just going by Eve.
That's fine. Okay. So now that we all know who each other are, or at least as players, and we also know what roles we're playing, the next thing we're going to do is build the town. Now, as I indicated, this is a small town. It's remote. It's far away from most areas, but we all basically know one another except for the stranger, but we know the stranger has arrived, right? So as the medic, and as an example, I'm adding what's called Malice Hospital. Malice Hospital is part of the town, so feel free to write a card to indicate what you're creating. And again, add as much flavor as you wish.
So this is the thing under location that's already...
Yes. And it doesn't necessarily have to be one of the examples per se, but it is probably best to do that. For instance, as the medic, I actually add what's called the infirmary. The infirmary in our game will be called Malice Hospital. For the stranger, as an example, that's the hub, which is basically how people are getting into town. So it could be like a bus station, an airport, things like that. Or
Okay.
a ferry, things like that.
I'm going to add the Guild Hall.
Okay.
Which is a name for my location, which is the office.
One of the things about this particular game, of course, it is very similar in terms of its game mechanics to Fiasco. So what you'll see is that we will be building relationships with one another in just a moment. So what did you just add?
I added the Malice port.
Okay.
Sounds like a drink.
Yes, it's both. They serve Malice port at the guild hall.
Please write that down on the card. We are also, as
on my
collaborative
card or
players. Hey, what's that?
On my card or?
Yeah, the fact that they serve it as the whole. We are developing the game and the narrative together. So as details are added, we add them to the card. So, although Mac was being punchy and decided that there was, of course, Malice port that is served at the hall, we are actually saying that that is the case. Okay, so there's the Malice police station.
And the cafe,
What's the name of the cafe?
the broken reindeer.
Okay, what is what is the special of the week at the Broken Reindeer?
Smoked herring
Write it down.
on rye with Swiss cheese. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
Very required. Jim, what did you add?
The Malice Police Station.
Okay, so those are the 5 buildings that we're going to have, and I'm also going to be adding another building in just a second. We'll talk about that in a minute. Now, every one of these locations has a civilian there. Now, those are NPCs that will be there to build up the overall narrative. For instance, at Malice Hospital, I have a chronic patient, Mrs. Abrams, which is always there. I'll ask the group, so what does she always complain about?
Gout.
Her gout. Yep.
Got some serious gout going on.
I was going to go with leprosy, but gout makes a lot more sense.
I was thinking scurvy, but okay.
Scurvy, yeah. Well.
Oh, well, she claims she's got scurvy. That's the truth.
Okay.
She claims she has scurvy, but we all know that it's really gout because she's got cankles that are the size of, chuckers right there. So add the civilian, to your particular location. If you want the smaller card, that's fine too.
Yeah, we're running out of room.
Does it
Don't
need
worry,
to be?
these will be moving in just a second. Yeah.
Does it need to be one of these?
Nope. Just somebody that you would see at the cafe on a regular basis.
A citizen?
Somebody who we would see at the guild hall if we were to go down there right now.
Right. So I can use these, or I can make another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Those are just examples.
I should name them too, right?
Always a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm adding Captain Jorgen.
Oh, of the
Or
boat?
probably Jorgen.
Of the boat?
Yeah. Of one of the boats.
Okay. Actually, I'll ask Jib. So what's the name of Captain Jorgen's ship?
Because we like to weave things back into other games. It's the Starlight Dancer.
Oh, please write down. It's the Starlight Dancer. There you go. All right, and who did you add? Fleur? Oh, Bjorn?
Oh, Bjorn Bjornsson is the one-eyed short-order cook at the
Okay.
cafe.
Okay.
I'm adding the receptionist. It's Katrina Jakobsen, my granddaughter.
Your granddaughter. Oh, please write down that it's your granddaughter, please.
You're all right.
Yeah, should be.
Nope, it's off.
How did it get turned off? It was on a minute ago.
Yeah.
What
Maybe
the
you just
crap?
bumped it.
You turned it off.
And feel free to add cards or details to other people's cards as we go if you feel.
Oh, that's the thing we can do? Okay.
And I'm going to
Absolutely.
add Willem Isaacson, who is the town drunk.
Nice.
Okay.
Because every small town has a town drunk.
Absolutely.
I would like to point out that the Malice Hospital has an asbestos problem.
Oh, please write that down. Okay. Sounds.
I'm going to say that this is such a small town that the Malice police station also doubles as the post office.
Oh, please write that down. Now, as you'll see on your character sheets, there's no stats. And one of the things you'll also notice is that people may be sitting next to one another that, how do you determine the relationship with one another? Well, that's based off of what we're going to use as chips right now. So there are, and this is where it's very similar to Fiasco, is the fact that there are white chips and black chips. Now, white chips that you share with somebody means you have a good relationship with them. A bad or a black chip means you have a bad relationship. It doesn't mean that it's particularly hostile, but it could mean that there is something that keeps you guys from working well with one another. Everybody at the table is going to pick 2, and it doesn't have to be one of each. It can be whatever. Now, just to show, I've got this right here between myself and 4, and I'm going to say that I have a good relationship between, in my opinion, with Floor.
Oh yeah, because I volunteer at the hospital. all
Okay,
the
so
time.
feel free to choose one and place it right in between us if you like.
I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying. I'm going to go ahead and go
Go ahead.
a positive relationship.
Okay.
Again, I volunteer at the hospital a lot.
Right. And we've added that to the card to say that's a detail about our particular relationship. Stork.
I'm going to go. I have a distrust of strangers. They upset the status
Actually,
quo.
it's just the person you're left to be right. That's fine.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have a good relationship with the local because it's a very small town.
Sure.
And we both live here.
Okay. Okay, Jib.
Well, being the law,
Yeah?
you know, little suspicious of strangers.
Yep, you should be. All right. Mac?
Oh, yeah, I think probably don't get along great with the law. Kind of get in the way of my investigating.
Okay.
Investigating?
I think there's something a bit more complicated there, which we can evolve later.
Right. And again, these relationships do not have to be like fully defined right now. As we develop the narrative, these will probably come out as, as details of our scenes. So I don't know the Eve or the stranger, but you know what? I'm a pretty good guy. I get along with everybody. Actually, you know what? No, screw strangers. We're going to put it right there. All right. So, okay. So,
I'm going to have a positive relationship with the elder.
Okay.
But also because I know something about him that he doesn't want anyone to know, so I know that I can always get him to do what I want.
well, please add that. Yeah. Okay. Stork?
I'm going to have a testy relationship with the law
Absolutely.
because of stuff in the past.
Sure.
I think you arrested my son. You know what?
He shouldn't have been drinking and driving.
I'm going to make my father-in-law is the town drunk.
Oh, please write that down.
And
You know, I don't
constantly
actually arrest him. He just shows up at the police station when he's been drinking and
like
wanders.
Mayberry?
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Well, we have a quick lull. We had a couple more donations come in from Timothy Berra and Andreas Gustafsson. So thank you guys.
Thank
Sweet.
you, Andreas.
Andreas Gustafsson, is that Scandinavian?
Sounds Scandinavian.
I think that might be
Okay.
one of our Andreases from Sweden. Yes.
Perfect. Yay, thank you.
Oh, good.
Let's hope we can do this
Okay.
Nordic
Chip?
thing right.
I think we have a contentious relationship with the town elders
Oh, okay. Yeah.
because the town elders keep wanting to do things that are, potentially against the law or don't really promote order.
We're trying to maintain the status quo, and you guys
Right.
are always testing.
I'm trying to maintain order. You're trying to maintain the status quo. Those
That's
are
right.
not it. Those
Yeah.
are things in potential
Absolutely.
conflict.
Yeah.
And so there's one chip left for Mac. So,
Oh my goodness.
so why do you, so what is your relationship towards the doctor?
I assessed that the doctor is one of the only people I feel is honest in this town.
Oh, so who did you talk to about that?
Probably one of the nurses. I went in there for a mild injury.
Okay. So actually, it was probably not one of the nurses. It was probably Mrs. Abrams that you talked to, but she posed as a nurse while talking with you.
Very possible.
She knew where all the medicine was. So. Okay.
Oh, and that doctor, he's just so great.
Okay, so now we know exactly how the town is, okay? But there is one more building, and I'll talk about that in a moment. That particularly happens to be the church. What's the denomination of the local church?
Well, if it's Scandinavia, it's got to be Protestant.
Sure.
Yeah, right?
Okay. And the reason I'm adding the Protestant church is because of who the body is, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. So, as I said, there are 3 pillars of this particular story: the event, the darkness, and the body. So what we're going to be investigating as a group for the first half of the game is the body. And the body just happens to be the Reverend Petra Lindquist, age 38. We'll talk about what happened to the good Reverend in just a moment. Now, as I said, there is an event that we all want to have take place correctly. Okay? And that event specifically is a glacier survey. Now, just so you all know, Malice, in this particular playset, which is called The Sky's Gone Out, is that their government has sent a survey team to inspect a nearby glacier overlooking the town. But there is a setback specifically about it, which is that the stability report of the glacier indicates serious problems. So what we're going to just say, just to kind of make sure that everybody fits in for time, that all of us are in wanting that particular event to go well because we don't want to have to evacuate the town. We realize that would be a bad thing specifically. Hey, one moment. Dave, do you have a rainbow sprinkle donut for me, please?
100%.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Hoover.
Woo!
Keeper of the donuts.
Yeah.
Okay. So while we're all wanting to make sure that, just vanilla, that's perfect.
No.
Ooh, fancy.
The
Pork
gourmet
and a
donut
knife.
presentation.
You spoil me, love. Thank you.
So you can take tiny little bites.
So delicate.
I am. Tiny nibbles. I know it's stuck in your head now, isn't it? Okay. So, as I said, the body itself was Reverend Petra Lindquist. Now, I'm going to ask everybody what our connections were. And if you don't have a connection with the body, that's fine. You don't have to. But specifically, I'm going to ask. So, how did you know Reverend Lindquist?
I went to that church.
Okay.
I hated it, though.
Bones?
Let's see here. Well, yeah. I mean, he's been around as long as I have. So,
Absolutely.
and it's not a very big town.
No, it's not. Jib?
Question.
Yeah.
Is the Reverend male or female?
What do you want it to be?
I was thinking female because Petra strikes me as a female name, but I could be wrong.
It could be either way. How you want it to be?
I think female.
Okay. So,
I think she's my cousin.
oh, please write that down.
Where?
On the body card. That's your cousin. Did you know the Reverend?
Yeah, the Reverend was the only one in town that knew what I was looking for.
Ooh, very interesting. And let's see. Oh, your cousin? Oh, okay. Would you please write down also, while you've got a pen in front of it, that the body, that the good Reverend Lindquist is my ex-wife?
Got it.
Okay. So, first question to the group. Who found the body? Could be anybody.
I don't think it would be me. I don't go to church, and I'm busy doing office stuff.
Based on the things that we've been cooking up, and based
Yeah.
on largely on what Mac said,
Yeah.
I think Mac found her.
Oh, you found it.
Actually, I do think that's what I was going to propose.
Okay. Since you're the person who found the body, you're going to be the first player that will be acting as the spotlight player. Actually, I want to also explain one more thing before we go any further. So, what you have here is a character point. Everybody starts off with one in the game, and at the beginning of every act, everybody will have them. Now, on the other side, you can see what you can use. Now, you can use this point at any time to add a location to the town, or add a new citizen, or add a special item, or include somebody else in the scene. We'll talk about that in a minute. If you have two of these, then you can actually add another die to your pool. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. But the point is, everybody has one of these. Now, to generate these specifically, you have two actions you can do. You can either take an action in the name of your personal goal, meaning that as the person who is the spotlight player for your scene, you're doing something to maintain the status quo, you're automatically going to get a character point, or to maintain order, right? So that's one. The other thing you can do is try to resolve a relationship, specifically a negative relationship with the person that you may be sharing a black chip with. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So one thing just to also explain is that how we will be resolving the event will be against how many black chips are currently in play. So most of this is based off of dice pools, and we'll talk about that in this first scene. So you saying that you're the one who found the body, you will be the spotlight player. Okay? So now that you found it, how do you want to act on it? Now you have options. You can either act on one of the pillars, or you can act on your personal goal, or you can act on a relationship. What would you like to do?
I want to act on a personal goal.
Okay. All right, so you are wanting to expose the truth. Okay, that's fine. All right, so how are you wanting to do that specifically?
I was actually checking back in with the Reverend because they had a notebook for me.
Really? Okay. So you're the one who found the body specifically. All right. So for her scene, and she will have 2, everybody has 2 for each act. So you automatically gained a character point for that. So now you have 2. All right. So now that you have done that, okay, what are you choosing to do with that knowledge, or if anything?
I'm going to search the body for it.
Okay, so if you're going to be doing that, that means you're acting on the body. So instead of the personal goal, you're going to be doing something towards the body.
Okay.
Okay, so let me give that chip back, sorry.
So,
okay.
What?
It's okay. All right, so here's the deal, all right? In each scene, when you're wanting to resolve something, you're rolling against a dice pool against you, okay? For Act 1, it's 3, which is why I conveniently had 3 there. Now, you, as one person, gets to roll 1 die against 3, okay?
Okay.
If you want to bring somebody else in the scene, their die gets added to it as well. So it's 2 against 3, not unlike Fiasco. So if you want to say that you're doing that just totally on your own, it'll be 1 against a dice roll of 3, or you can bring somebody else in and it'll be 2 dice against 3.
I don't think there's anybody else
That you trust?
that I could bring in.
Sure.
Aside from maybe because it's for my own personal means.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take the chance of just rolling 1 die against 3,
Okay.
which is unlikely to do well.
So here's the deal. You're wanting to roll 4, 5, 6, okay? If you tie, you will win, but roll, go for it.
Whoa.
Good.
That's 1. Yeah.
No, that's good stuff. Please roll 3. Now, strangely enough, no successes from the opposition. So because it's no opposite or no successes at all, you actually get it. So what you get to do is you get to remove 1 of the die from the body. Okay. And specifically, you're looking for a notebook, you said.
Yes.
Okay. No, because of that, there is no notebook on there, unless we actually add the point to create it, unless you want to do that right now.
Can I?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to create the notebook. Who knows what's in this amazing notebook? Okay. And we're just going to put this over here by Mac.
Cool.
All right. So who would like to take the next scene? It does not necessarily have to be anyone particular, but who wants to go next?
Why are you looking at me?
I can go next because I can be out patrolling.
Yeah.
Of course. In fact, as the spotlight, as the new spotlight player, you're seeing the stranger over somebody lying face down next to the church in the snow.
Okay, we'll be stopping for that.
Okay. Cool. So because you're in the scene, now it's 2 people to do it. Okay? So go ahead. You see Eve, this person that you've heard about in town, next to a body. What do you choose to do on this one?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to approach,
Of course.
with a certain wariness.
You should.
Because,
Dead body.
is it obviously a dead body, or is it just someone lying in the snow?
Well, there's a lot of blood everywhere.
There's a lot of blood everywhere. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on here?
They were like this when I got here. I don't know what happened. I was coming to check in. That's all I know.
And you are?
Eve.
Eve what?
Just Eve.
Curious. I'll make note of that. You're not from here.
That is correct.
Did you come specifically to see the Reverend?
Yes. Been corresponding for a while.
Why? What is your business with the Reverend?
Academic study.
About?
Does it matter? They're dead. This seems like that takes precedent over whatever I could be studying.
Anything could matter.
It is personal. Personal research.
So we're going to take a pause for a second. So you have an option of what you want your scene to be because you're the spotlight player.
Right.
So are you wanting to work on the relationship with this stranger that is basically being very,
No, that's going to come later.
Sure.
Though. and I'm going to... If I need to spend a point for this, I will.
Please, go ahead.
I think... How old is Eve, approximately?
Eve's probably like late 20s.
Okay. Because I think Eve looks very much like someone I used to know.
Really?
Yes.
Who? Oh, you don't have to say if you don't want to. If you want to keep it private, that's fine.
I'll hold that for the moment just to see how it evolves.
Sure. You do not have to add a point for that unless that person is being added.
Okay.
So go for it.
Okay.
All right. So she does? Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's going to give me a pause, but we'll need to talk later. Don't leave.
It's very difficult to get in and out of this town, so I don't think you have to worry about that.
True. So then I'm going to examine the body. And
Cool.
my goal here is to maintain order.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, specifically what you're doing is you're looking at the body, and that's fine.
Well,
So-
my goal with the scene is to maintain order.
Okay.
But if I'm acting on the body, that's fine.
Yeah. If you're investigating the body, you're acting against the body. And that's fine. So you have 2 people involved here, so that's 2 dice.
Sure.
And I'll let you, because you did so well last time.
I do want to point out something.
Yeah.
So Mac took that die from the body, and it says here that if she succeeds, it goes to the event.
Actually, you have the option of either just taking it off or adding it to the event. That's up to you.
What is the difference?
Only in the fact that the event pool is what we will be wanting to use to succeed at the very end of the game to have the event. But you know what the notebook is, so we don't. So we don't know how the event or the notebook plays into the glacier study, if it does at all.
Am I able to change my mind later, or do I have to choose
We
right
haven't
now where it
decided.
goes?
We need to decide where the die goes,
Okay.
but you don't have to tell us what the notebook includes yet.
Okay. But let's go ahead and add that over to
Okay.
the event.
Sure. Okay. I have no
Oh.
successes.
Wow.
2. That's great. So, by doing that, would you please move one of the Stork move one of the die over to the darkness?
The body die?
Yes.
Yes. It says
So,
here.
what you found by investigating the body is specifically that the hands were ripped off the wrists with neck ripped open and left in a pool of her own blood that had sunk into the snow, with much of the ice surrounding her was clawed away. Obviously, the stranger did this. Hi.
So, say that again. The hands were ripped off.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yep.
I'm not there. I just wanted
Yeah,
to
hands
clear-
ripped off at
write
the
that down,
wrists,
huh?
So-
neck ripped open, and the much of the ice surrounding the body was clawed away where the bloody ice. Yeah.
Right. So that's disturbing.
It is disturbing.
But I also note that that Eve doesn't have any blood on her, other than maybe trace amounts that would have picked up if you'd gotten close to the body. That's the impression I got.
Yeah.
So that's kind of incongruous with the scene with her being involved in the scene.
Sure.
With her being involved in it, because you couldn't have done this without being covered in blood,
Or could you?
or could you? Anyway, so I think that's resolved that for the moment.
Sure. Okay. So does anyone want to take another scene, or because I will jump in if nobody else will.
I would like to take a scene.
Okay.
On the ridge,
Sure.
the local is walking slowly, representing death.
Near the glacier?
No, near the church,
Oh, okay. Sure.
with a sheep following along behind,
Okay.
and
give you
passes
the
this
sprinkle
scene
Yes, you do.
unnoticed,
Mm-hmm.
and heads into town.
Okay. Where are you headed?
I'm headed to the hospital.
Okay. So this is fantastic. So you're coming to the hospital. There, of course, is Mrs. Abrams.
Mm-hmm.
I would love Jib. Would you play Mrs. Abrams, please?
Well, here I will.
All right. So, of course,
Hello, dear.
you come into the waiting room, and there is, of course, Mrs. Abrams there. You know. Feel free to interact with Mrs. Abrams before you talk to the doctor.
Mrs. Abrams,
Oh, hello, dear.
are you sick again?
Oh, it's the scurvy again. It just keeps coming back.
Scurvy, I keep telling you to eat oranges. Oh, God. I'm going to travel through all of the countries
That's okay.
via accent.
You can make sure you insult all of them.
You know how hard it is to get oranges here.
It's very easy. You go down to the cafe. They've got lemon garnish.
Flora, is that you?
Doctor,
He comes out. Okay.
you're looking very handsome today.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Mrs. Abrams.
Oh, hello, doctor. My scurvy's back.
Oh, that's terrible. Okay. Why don't you go into waiting room 1, not in number 2, because remember, there's still a problem in number 2. Go into waiting room 1.
That wasn't me.
Oh, no, I know. It's the ceiling. I know. So, all right.
It's the asbestos. Fjord, take off all your clothes this time.
No.
No dirty underwear.
Floor, you're not helping. Mrs. Abrams, we'll
been-
see in just a moment.
She toddles off.
What can I do for you, Floor?
Oh, doctor, you're such an inspiration to me and the whole town.
Oh, thank you.
I just came by to make sure that you don't need me to volunteer today.
Well, I think we're probably going to have to see. I'm going to probably have to slip her gout medication into her orange juice for the scurvy and try to take care of her. No, we're fine, I think.
You won't be busy then.
I don't think so. Now, you're the spotlight player, so what do you want to have happen with this scene specifically?
What I'm interested in having happening is that while we're here at the hospital, shouldn't that body show up?
It might. It could. But it hasn't arrived yet, and he's the one with it. So
Okay.
you can be you did see the body, so you can actually talk to me about that.
Yes.
Which will be very exciting considering it's my ex-wife. So please. So we're going to be taking a step on the body or point. The scene will be based off of the body. So go ahead.
Oh, doctor, you're such an inspiration to this town, and I hate to be the one to spread gossip. But I was walking like death beside the church,
And your sheep.
representatively, with a sheep, as one does in this town. And I saw something terrible, something that might affect you directly, in your poor sweetheart. I believe your wife has been attacked by the stranger.
Petra?
Yes,
Well, Petra's not my wife anymore. What are you talking about?
I was walking by the church representing death as I do, and I saw her in the snow, and I saw the constable leaning over her with a look in his eye like, I'm investigating things. And that stranger that you know is super suspicious, she was there. And I could smell death on the air, and representing death as I did, I can recognize death from a very great distance.
Okay, so why don't you, because the two of us are involved, roll 2. Mm-hmm. And because you're playing Mrs. Abrams, I'll let you play the roll the
Oh,
opposite.
thank you, dear.
Yeah. Yeah! All right, so for those of you at home, Jib just rolled 3 successes against 1 success from the stranger. So we're going to take one of the die off the body and put it over onto the darkness, which is lovely. Okay.
Also, now that your ex-wife is well and truly dead, I feel like there's a place in your heart for somebody who represents death and is has a sheep. Just putting that out there.
Okay.
There's a nice special down at the cafe.
So because that has happened, all right, there is a new manifestation of the darkness that just takes place. And so let's see how we want that manifestation to take place. Oh, well, I know exactly how we're going to do this. So, all right. All right.
Oh, Mrs. Abrams.
Yeah, so hold on a second. Mrs. Abrams, are you in there? We don't hear anything. Mrs. Abrams?
I'll take her orange juice. You know how she overreacts.
All right. And when you go in there, you see Mrs. Abrams' throat's been ripped out, not unlike the body which you saw over there, that she actually was killed in a waiting room, and the big picture window in that particular waiting room has been broken through.
As a Scandinavian, I don't scream.
Of course.
I'm very stoic. I simply say, Doctor, you must come in here now and see this thing. But come stoically and look straight ahead, and we will create a tableau for a moment that represents death. Where's my sheep?
All right, so who wants to take the next scene after that? It's a pretty good place to cut that. Anyone? Or it doesn't have to be anyone specifically.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure how to get.
You don't have
myself
to have to be in the hospital.
Doesn't
you
have to
could
be.
totally be cooking something else too.
Because do keep in mind, the town elder is, we still have the event to pay attention to, and know that glacier survey is about to come through, or at least the results.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, he
Sure.
would be in his office maintaining the status quo. Of course,
Sure.
now, this glacier survey has a team coming into town? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he would be...
Oh, is that what you're wanting to do?
yes,
See?
I think so.
So here's what I'm going to do. All right, so one, you're going to get a character point for
All right.
that. And because I want to propel the scene a little bit further.
All right.
So, let's see. Okay. All right, so we're going to put that over by the hall there. Okay. So we're going to say that Agent Luis Garcia, Luis, 3 in here, is actually meeting up with you in the scene at the hall to talk about the glacier survey. Okay? And basically I just spent my character point for that NPC to come in. And so specifically, okay, let me rephrase that. So you want to focus on the survey, or you want to work on your personal goal?
I think at all times I'm working on my personal goal, because my job here is sort of as the elder, as the mayor,
Sure.
as the, what do they call it, alderman, is to sort of keep the town running. So obviously I'm in the office meeting with the survey team, which I think is part of, like, you're not going to be disrupting the town here, are you? This survey is going to be a small thing, yeah?
Okay, so let's talk to Mr. Garcia.
Now, this is a very small town, and we tend to run things very tightly around here, so you're not going to be disrupting the town, are you?
We are not going to disrupt it any more than it needs to be disrupted.
No, this glacier, what is it you're going to be doing? You're not going to be setting off explosives or anything. It tends to frighten the sheep.
I would be less worried about the sheep than I would about the nature of this glacier.
Stranger!
See, so there's something unusual about the glacier that would that affect the town in any way?
Well, hopefully not. That's why we're here.
I see. Well, if you just sort of do your business and try not to interact too much with the rest of the town, I think you'll be fine here.
Happy to do so.
Please warn us, though, if you're going to be doing anything dramatic out there in the wilderness and the glacier. It can be a dangerous place.
We'll do our best to give you a heads up.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Okay. So I'll take the next scene just to jump in for a moment. So obviously I want to go down and find out, what's going on with my ex-wife.
Well, I was just about to bring her.
Please,
bringing
go for
her
it.
into the.
Absolutely, go for it.
So, I think we're bringing her body into the hospital now.
Okay.
Does that work?
Absolutely. So you're jumping into this next scene. That's fine. Okay. All right, and I have already shooed her away. No. Okay.
I'm the local. I'm always in the background.
That's fine.
You send
And
me out of
actually,
the hospital looking through a
That's
window.
fine. Actually, this works perfectly fine. So what the scene is that even though we are the active players, you are still lurking in the shadows watching everything. That's perfectly fine. So you can see it. All right. Sheriff, I need to talk to you real quick. There's something going on. You're still the spotlight player for this.
Okay. We're bringing the ambulance is bringing in her body. It's in a body bag.
And it's not really it's not necessarily an ambulance. It's your blazer.
Sure.
In the back. We don't have an ambulance.
Actually, it's probably a Volvo.
There you go. All right. Oh my God. Is that Petra?
I'm afraid so, Doctor.
Yeah, bring her in. Bring her in.
It's. You should steel yourself.
That's funny you bring that up. Unzip. Well, let's put her into observation room number 2 with Mrs. Abrams.
Why are we putting her in with Mrs. Abrams?
Come on, I'll show you. Okay. So yeah, ooh, damn it, I didn't I? I screwed up the scene, but that's okay.
No, you're not really.
No, I didn't screw up the game mechanic, but as the character, I've moved the body because I wasn't thinking. But I'm going to play with that.
No,
Shoe's got the asbestos.
we should go with that.
All right. So in observation 2, the one with the asbestos problem, and I hand you a mask. And you can see that there is a sheet already there with Mrs. Abrams. I'm sorry,
A gurney with her.
With the sheet, yeah, and there's blood soaking through the sheet there. I moved the body. I didn't mean to. I mean, I'm sorry, Sheriff.
Where was she found?
Room number 1. I'm having problems with this one, Elias. I'm sorry.
Angus, steel yourself. This is not pretty.
Let me show you room number 1. All right, and we see that the blood, and there's like a little bit of blood trail there, and then there's a broken glass, that's come through.
Glass broken in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it might have been like, some wild animal. I don't know. Flora was here. She kept talking. Flora.
When is she not talking?
I know, but like.
Flora's looking in the window right now.
Just the head.
Mm-hmm. And a sheep head right here. Comes,
What did this sheriff? I don't know.
I have no idea. If it was just the throats, I would think, a wolf or something like that. But and that's when I'm going to open the body bag and show you Petra's severed, torn wrists.
Oh my God.
Something dark has come to our town.
Oh my God. Elias, I know you're acting official, Sergeant, Sheriff. I'm sorry.
It's all right, Angus.
So what do you want to do? I mean,
It's not safe for anyone to be out in the streets alone at night. That much is obvious.
I know, but
we have to maintain order.
I don't know.
We have to keep everyone safe.
From the window you hear, but Mrs. Abrams was killed during the day.
Elias, you know that that with the way, we aren't going to get any real sunlight until probably April. What are we going to do? Have people walk around with everyone 24 hours a day?
Then we have to find what did this.
Okay, so what do you want to have happen in this scene, Chip?
Aside from the rude rejection of the Fleur, who's only being helpful and doesn't talk too much at all.
As she represents death.
As she represents death with her sheep. What do I want to have happen here? I want to find out what did this.
Okay. So,
Is-
no, okay. We can do that. So let's the two of us actually be working on the body here, which is nice.
Okay.
All right, so 2 versus 3. Since you're acting as death.
I am death.
I have 1.
Up 2. Excellent. Let's move one more of the things off of there.
Oh no.
And
As the darkness takes hold.
actually, on the body, what we're going to do is add a manifestation of the darkness onto the body, which is specifically that as we open up, she's my ex-wife, I've seen her.
Petra.
So she open up her blouse, we can see that there's like a big open scarring of like a big upside down cross on her chest. You know,
Wait, scarring?
like you have.
Yeah. You stormy.
Wait. So it's scarring, so it's not a wound.
No,
it
it's
just
a
happened.
wound. It's definitely a
old.
scratch, but it's post-mortem, so it's not bleeding.
It's post-mortem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Oh dear.
Okay. Does anyone want to have a scene yet? I have not had a scene.
Yeah, I think you
Like you should go.
Where are you?
I brought her with me unless she's going to object to that.
Oh, so you're out in the
I
car then.
I figured I just didn't leave town, but I wasn't going to go with.
You're not under arrest or anything, and if you don't want to go with, that's fine. I will find you later.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
assuming.
that's fine.
I want to go check in with Agent Luis Garcia.
Okay, so you're going to the hall?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take the next scene, and I'm going to like pull up next to you. And we're going to work on our relationship, Eve. And
Oh,
specifically,
good.
the way we're going to work on it is I'm going to throw your ass against the wall. What the
go ahead.
kids? Don't say these words. Stay in school. What the fuck did you do to my ex-wife?
I didn't do anything.
Bullshit, you're the one who found her. What the fuck?
What does finding a body have to do with anything? I didn't kill her.
Push.
Slam.
Listen, lady, I don't know why you're here, but you're the only person who is new here and the only person who would have attacked my wife. Ex-wife. Sorry. What the fuck are you doing here?
Why would I kill her? She's been helping me.
Who are you? Why are you asking all these questions in town?
I don't see that that's any of your business.
I fucking think it is. That's my wife you killed.
I didn't kill her. She was helping me. Why would I kill her?
Helping
Look,
me.
you are one of the people that I think is most reputable in this town. And I get that you're upset, but this is much bigger than you or me. Or even your wife.
You're talking crazy.
There's something going on. It's much bigger than you know, and I don't know that you want to know. We're handling the situation.
We?
Yes.
What do you mean we?
There are other people and other forces that are working towards the same goal. You really don't want to get involved in this.
I have 2 dead bodies in my hospital.
And I'm very, very sorry about that, but I did not kill anyone.
All right, so I am rolling 2 against your 3. No, right there. Because we're trying to work on a relationship here. Yay!
3 successes?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't win, so but that's okay. All right. Do me a favor. Just get out of our town.
As soon as humanly possible.
All right. So because I failed against that in the relationship, I get to decide how I want this to go. So I'm going to leave this to the table because I'm very curious. So there are 3 options when you fail in trying to resolve a relationship. Either we can flip that chip over to black, we can lose a citizen, or the darkness can gain another die in the pool. What do y'all think? You all saw that scene.
I feel like you slammed her up against the wall. Her positive feelings to you, towards you, are
Yeah.
gone.
That makes sense.
That
Oh
makes
yeah,
perfect sense.
totally.
Yeah, that was unpleasant.
Yeah, it should be, yes. Of course, never do that. And I respect Matt completely.
And also, he knows I will murder him.
Again.
Yeah.
It's a weekly occurrence.
For those of you wondering, Mac and I have like a death count, and so she's killed me 3 times. I've killed her 2, so she's ahead by 1. But that's in real life. That's not the game. All right. All right. So who wants to take the next scene?
I think that it's logical that I would be, because you just threw a body up against my small little office. It's not a very big town.
No, the hall is not really a hall. It's more like one of those, like gardening sheds.
I'm sort of thinking it's like, sort of like the Elks Lodge. It's got like a kind of a theater thing, but it's not very big. It's just like one of those little buildings. But you're certainly yelling outside my window would attract my attention, and slamming a body against a door. But so I'm going to come out and maybe my granddaughter says, "Daddy, or Granddaddy, they're fighting outside."
I think granddaughter needs.
So I can come outside. Well, either way. Either way, it gets me into the scene. So I'm going to step outside and.
All right, so I'm seeing you and I'm going in with you, okay? So the two of us will be the same.
I couldn't help but overhear.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mr. Jacobson. I'm sorry. Hi.
Hello, Doctor. Grandpa, come inside where it's warm. You don't need to get involved in everything.
Well, listen, I couldn't help but overhear. There's 2 dead bodies in my town.
Let's go inside.
No,
2 dead bodies?
Let's go
No, the horror. Who's died? Who's died?
We would love a cup of tea.
Okay.
He's right.
Granddaddy, don't let them kill any more people.
It's not again, yes.
All right, so she's getting tea. Your character is outside. Where is, by the way, Agent Garcia?
I think let's see here. Last scene was, I guess he'd be here.
Agent, I didn't know you had somebody in here. Because you were playing the character before.
Oh.
Well, I was trying to keep it outside.
Yes, well, I do have other things that I can attend to that are of importance.
Thank you. Yeah. I needed to talk to you.
So that's fine. Agent Garcia, if you'll excuse us.
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice with you. I didn't know.
Listen, there's 2 strangers in town here, and now you tell me there's 2 dead bodies as well? This is not boding well. Where's our sheriff?
He's
our useful sheriff.
He's at the hospital. He's doing an investigation. I know I should be here, but
Can you tell me who's died? I've got Irish all of a sudden. Who's died?
Petra.
Your ex-wife? That's rough. Who else?
That's why I'm here.
Okay. Is it someone I know? I mean, it's a small town. I know everybody.
Your sister? Laura Abrams?
Laura? Did her gout finally get to her?
No.
Explosive gout.
Death by gout.
Laura was in my waiting room, and whatever animal attacked Petra broke in and killed Laura.
Wait. Back up here. So you're telling me she was attacked in your hospital by a wild animal?
Went through the window, apparently.
And how did Petra die?
Same way. Or at least so much the sheriff thinks something did it.
Not again.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Okay, so what do you want to have happen in the scene, Stork?
He's come to the realization that something that's happened long ago has reared its ugly head in town again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what you're specifically doing is rolling against the darkness,
Yes,
which is such a nice
am.
thing to do. So you roll 2, because it's the 2 of us against the 3.
Oh, I can use those dice, right? But you don't want me touching those dice.
Yeah, I'll roll the 3 here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because those dice have been so tainted
Well,
already.
well,
Sure. I'll give you
just to expedite things,
we'll give you
let's get
2
the dice
there.
that are already out.
Ones there. 1. 2. Yay!
I failed battle against the darkness.
You were attacking the darkness.
It was.
Well, specifically what you're trying to do is like lock it down a little bit more.
Right.
So here's what we can do. All right. So either you can add a die to the darkness from the body, or we can just add one over together. Now, actually, you've done something very nice with this, strangely enough. So when that body or die gets removed from the body and there's no more dice on the body, you can flip the card over. And since we have been talking about, it's happened before, why don't we have it happen like that? So let's move the die from the body to the darkness. And flip the darkness card over, would you please?
Flip the darkness card over?
Yes. The other side, please.
Vampire.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. And you know what? We'll play the next scene with me as the spotlight player.
Okay.
All right. So what are you talking about? Happened before. What do you know?
This is a very old town, and the glacier hides many secrets. So perhaps all of this activity has awoken the spirits of the frost.
You're talking crazy. You know that.
No, if you follow your town lore, you would understand. I've been here for generations. So has Fleur. She would know.
What are you talking about? Evil spirits waking it up.
The Draugr, undead, the killing of live people, especially during nights, long, bleak winters.
You're serious?
I'm Scandinavian.
Well, how do we stop this thing?
Well, usually the priest would help, but the Protestants aren't as, their church isn't as powerful here as perhaps the pagans are. Fleur might have more of a key on how to get rid of ancient spirits.
Why I gotta roll so well. Katrina comes in with the tea. Here you go, Granddad.
Yes!
I know you like the lemon.
Ooh.
All right. So we take one of the dice off of the darkness card.
Okay, and to put it where?
Just take it off. It's fine. All right.
It goes away.
Yeah. Taking the tea.
I brought it to you in a to-go cup.
All right, then let's go talk to Fleur. Does Sheriff know this?
He doesn't know a lot. He's always busy following rules and laws. I don't think that this would fit into his worldview.
Okay, so the following two people have a remaining scene, Mac and Celine. So, which one of you wants to have the next scene take place?
Well, since I was already nearby the guild hall and I was waiting or trying to find Agent Luis Garcia, I imagine still outside of the guild hall when he exits.
So you're going to talk to Luis Garcia?
Mm-hmm.
That'll be interesting. So what do you want to have happen
I'm
with
not
the
going to
scene?
talk to myself.
No, it's fine. But what do you want to have happen with the scene?
I want to discuss the notebook.
Your own personal goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jib, would you like to switch over to
Sure.
Garcia?
Sure. Because I think you run into Luis Garcia walking out of the guild hall. And, Eve, what are you doing here?
That's not as important as what I found out, and everything is way worse than we thought.
Oh, boy.
Okay, how could it possibly be worse than what we thought it was going to be?
It is. I've been studying this. I've only had a few moments. This notebook that I got, and it outlines some of the issues with what might be released from the glacier.
And what does the notebook say?
Lots of darkness, blood, death, destruction, and not a lot of good ways to stop it.
So Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. And these poor people have no idea.
Not as far as I'm aware. I got accused of the murders, so that was fun. But I'm probably still going to be on the hook for that, but it doesn't matter. We've got to stop this. There's got to be a way, but unfortunately my best contact is dead now.
Would you please write on your card agent?
On
Hers, because
Yeah.
now she's revealed a little bit of a detail to her character.
sure.
How exciting. Okay.
Did you bring weapons?
Everyone I could get my hands on.
Good. We're going to need all of them.
Yes. Yes, we are. As always.
Okay.
All right, let's get started.
One last scene for Act 1. It's all yours. What do
Okay.
you want to have happen?
Oh, I am so ready for this. I'm so ready for this in so many ways. I'm in the cafe
Of course.
because it's lunchtime,
It
and
is.
my favorite thing is smoked herring on rye with Swiss cheese, and it's on special right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting, like the cafe is like one of those like real dumpy cafes that
Oh,
has
yeah.
like a bar, but like all the tables like were purchased at garage sales
Sure.
and mismatching chairs,
And it's
none
got like the jewel case that rotates with pudding.
yeah, with pudding.
And there,
That
so you can
nobody's
see-
ever bought and has
Yeah,
been there
so
for
the
10
pudding
years.
you can see at different
and none
angles.
of the puddings are sweet. They're all
None.
blood puddings.
Yeah, they're dark. A lot of tapioca,
Yeah.
but like it's all gotten hard.
Yeah,
A little, like-
if the climate were better, there'd be a fly circling.
Yeah, but there's not.
But there's just dead flies around it
Okay,
who tried to circle.
so what do you want the scene to be?
Okay, so I'm sitting at the lunch table with my sandwich, and my short order cook Bjorn is sitting there reading a newspaper.
Uh-huh.
And when these two gentlemen come in to talk to me about the past occurrences.
All right, so I'm going to let you be the other person in the scene. Now, if I wanted to enter it because it's an additional person, I would be adding a character point so I could participate in it. But I don't. Well, actually, you know what? I think I will.
I feel like you guys were talking about coming to
Yeah,
talk
but
to
I'm
me.
active. I'm an active player in this one, or active member of this one. So
Okay.
the three of us come in, and which one of you wants to be playing Bjorn? If you want to.
Go for it.
Sure.
All right.
Bjorn's the short order cook.
Yeah,
Who's
with
not?
one eye.
Yeah.
Does this mean I have to do a bad accent too?
No, these are good accents.
Yeah.
All right. So I will. Okay. So we come in. So. Hi, Fleur.
Morgans, doctor. I suppose I know what you're looking for. There's a sheep by my feet.
In the cafe.
Yes, perfectly behaved. Because it's all part of the tableau.
Or this is why our rating keeps going down and down.
Bjorn, can I get a cup of coffee, please?
Yeah, yeah.
So you've come to talk to me, have you? As soon as I saw the body, I knew eventually we'd have this conversation.
It seems ancient darkness has awakened. Again.
Again? When did this happen before?
It happens every 17 years. On a cycle with the moon and some stars. It seems to be speeding up with the global warming. You are not from here. Wait, are you not from here?
No, I'm not.
How long have you been here?
now.
No. Let's see.
You know what? Doctors do get placed in residency.
Oh,
don't
sure.
they?
I followed we came back because, my wife brought me back to this area because the church that she had was actually one that has rotating ministers, into regions, kind of like the Methodists. And we broke up, but I stayed here because I was part of the hospital. Okay, so I'd say, I'll let you pick. How many years?
8.
8. So yeah, I have not been in the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 8 years. Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense.
It does.
Well, it seems that
You know we can't let him know. The knowledge of this cannot leave the town.
As always, yeah. We'll have to do. You know what has to be done. It's
I'm-
perhaps the
Whoa,
only-
whoa, whoa! I'm not leaving the town. Don't do anything to me.
Oh, sweet innocent doctor. You don't quite understand now, do you? Bjorn, would you get the thing for me?
Oh, the thing.
Yep.
All right, and what's the thing?
The thing is an ancient cross.
That's in the cafe?
Yes! Wait for it. Wait for it. It is an ancient cross made by Vikings.
Of course
with
it
a
was.
sharpened spike end.
So it's actually a Thor's hammer.
It was a Thor's hammer, but these were Christian Vikings.
Yeah.
So they're like, it's a pagan Christian mix. No, you're right. The pagans are much stronger against vampires.
Of course they are.
It's a Thor's hammer, upon which later someone scrawled in a cross because they're dumb.
Yep. All right, so
And it is kept in the safe at the cafe.
sure.
Because how did Bjorn Bjornsson lose his eye? 17 years ago. He was fighting a vampire.
All right,
The
so
vampire got his eye, but Bjorn got the vampire.
the three of us are in the scene. Now, since you've added this item, you actually get to have a temporary 4 against the 3. So where's the 3 opposition? The red dice, I believe.
They are disappeared.
They are disappeared.
They have disappeared.
Wait, I think they got added to mine
Okay, not a problem.
for some reason.
Dice thief. Dice
We
thief.
don't have red dice. I know my die.
All right, Bjorn, will you roll the dice, please? Ooh, strong. All right, so take one of the dice off of the darkness, which is the vampire, please. Just take it off.
This is mine. This is because it's not smoky.
Okay. And now you, and you're bringing in the cross. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that all of us have had 2 scenes. That concludes Act 1. So we'll be talking about Act 2 in just a month. Does anyone need to take a bio break? Shall we keep going?
I don't have biology.
You have sheep.
Yeah.
All right. So for Act 2, a couple of things happen. First of all, everybody gets an additional character point.
Yes.
All right. There we go. The other thing that happens is that the opposition pool for Act 2, instead of 3, is now 5. Hooray! And we add an additional 5, because there are 5 players, dice, to the darkness.
Oh no, the darkness is so strong.
All right. Because that's how darkness works. Okay. All right. So, one thing to remind you guys, so 1 character point will get you a temporary item, person, or a scene. If you have 2, you could also potentially do that to get an additional die for you permanently for your roll. So that means, like, if you're rolling 1, you're the only person in the scene, and you've done that, you get to roll 2 if you choose to do so.
Okay.
Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
Just while we're taking a quick moment between acts, I did want to say there was another donation from Mr. M. Tyler Jones.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
Can you hand me the apple spice bread?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And before we begin, again, this is a town called Malice that is put out by Monkey Fun Studios. You can find us on our website, monkeyfunstudios.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and G+ for as long as it still exists. And this is also, of course, based off of the Story Pillar system put out by Home by Dark. From Home by Dark, put out by Protagonist Industries, and you can find them online at protagonist.industries. And you can purchase the book also through, I believe, Indie Press Revolution, and I think through Drive-Thru RPG as well. So just doing a little shout out for that. And if you are still watching, and I hope that you are, make sure to donate to the Rainbow Railroading campaign, rainbowrailroad.com. Did I get it right?
RainbowRailroad.com. You can also find it at happyjacks.org/railroad. Rainbow. That.
Which is our current campaign that we're doing fundraising for right now.
Because they help LGBTQA plus people in high risk countries that are being persecuted by governments essentially to escape from those situations.
Yeah.
So that's what this money is going for.
Yeah, so be a good citizen. It's a good cause. And again, this is all from Happy Jacks, so happyjacks.org. So, and found on Twitch and YouTube and
Everywhere.
Everywhere. All right, so let's get started moving forward. So, second scene or second act. So now let's kind of reiterate some of the things that have happened. So we have determined that the vampire is the darkness, and the vampire has definitely been released from the glacier thanks to global warming that usually happens once every 17 years. And we have found out that the locals here know and have seen this before, but there is an ancient Thor hammer that has been converted into a cross by the advent of Christianity in this area. And we also know that Stranger happens to be working in tandem with the Glacier Survey agent when we find out that they are actually here investigating something that has nothing to do with the glacier itself, or in some ways. They know that there are other things going on. So just to reiterate what we need to do in the second act, we need to clear out as many dice as we can from the vampire, as well as try to get as many dice to the event and correct our own bad relationships here. That will be all taking place in the final confrontation. However, we will open up Act 2. Anyone want to take the next scene? Anyone?
No, everybody looked at me. Thanks.
You are the law.
I think it's about time for the law to show up at the cafe where the others are, where other people are gathered, or to show up where Eve and Luis Garcia are. Either one.
Why don't we do that one so you can be with Eve on this one? And by the way, just because, I know this, I have 2 character points, so I am actually now affording an additional die for me whenever I do a dice roll, or have
I think
included.
I will do the same.
Okay. Please just write +1 on your sheet so that way you'll remember it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So there is Eve, and I believe Agent Garcia is with you as well? Mm-hmm. Okay. You want to play Agent Garcia?
Yeah,
Okay,
I do.
go for it.
You need to hand over that information to me. As the lead investigator, I need to know everything you know.
That's not how it works. We need to go over this together.
Excuse me.
The sheriff walks in.
First thing. Lead investigator?
Oh, I'm sorry. You misunderstood. We were talking about video games. I don't know this person. She just interrupted me. Good day to you, stranger that I've never met.
Don't leave just yet.
I'm riding on to the cafe that happens to have a Ms. Pac-Man.
Is that really important right now?
Yes.
It's going to be. It's going to be.
Well, actually, even better. So what we're and I'm not just doing this for a silly reason, is that
It's out of order?
it's out of order. Yeah. So that really adds the fact that you know for a fact that's bull crap.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only arcade game in town is the one in the cafe that's out of order.
That's out of order.
Yes.
That's going to
Ah.
be important. Why are you both really here?
I think we got off on the wrong foot. There is something going on in this town, and it is dark and it is bad, and we are here to help stop it.
It's global warming.
Something has been
Watch
released
your
from the
carbon
glacier,
footprint.
and that is what killed the Reverend. And apparently, there was another person at the hospital.
Yes, there was.
But it's old, and it's evil.
How
and
do
it
you
has
know
to
we
be
can
stopped.
trust him?
I don't, but we're going to need help.
Not again.
What do you mean, not again?
Again. This happens every 17 years.
Ho! Okay, go on.
That's what we've been documenting. That's why we're here.
I was just a rookie constable last time this happened.
Well, that's not the case now.
No.
But we can work together to stop it.
I have an important question. How big is your police department if you were a rookie constable, and now you're the only constable?
It's a small town. It's a very.
And you think you
small
have
town.
the resources to do this yourself? These.
We don't have the resources to do it ourselves.
We have the backing of the whole Icelandic government. Where are we?
Iceland is
Yeah.
3,000 miles
I'm from
that way.
Iceland.
I love it. So
I'm from Iceland. I don't know what the rest of you guys are up to, but this is an international investigation.
I don't know why they sent Agent Garcia.
So, what do you want to have happen out of the scene?
I want to improve our relationship.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, you're finding all this out, so you're definitely getting a chip for it. You get another character point for working on the relationship, but it may not be successful. So go for it. Roll your die on that one if you want. So that's 2 against 5. Have fun, kids.
Great. And I failed miserably.
Oh,
3 successes.
okay. So, let's see. Well, you both have black chips, so that's not going to improve any. So we have the option of either losing another citizen or the darkness getting.
I think it's time to lose another citizen.
So you two are involved and you were involved. I'll let you pick which of our good citizens of Malice that we've lost.
Poor Katrina.
I know.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
She got left alone in the office.
She got left alone in the office.
Please, would you?
The receptionist, Katrina Jakobsen, my granddaughter.
Oh, that's terrible. Let's just okay.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
she was
poor.
Oh, it's
so
got real.
sweet.
It got real.
She was such a good person.
Made a good cup of tea.
She made great tea. This is service oriented. Just beginning her life.
So I guess you're hearing screams coming from the hall.
That would make sense because we're just outside it.
That's right.
We will run inside.
Agent Luis Garcia pulls a gun.
Okay. Do keep in mind, NPCs or civilians are intended to be exactly that. NPCs to be in part of the background. So
I'm just saying he should have a gun.
I'm just saying, do you have a gun?
No.
So you're the one with the gun?
Oh no, I have a gun.
Well, you don't have a
I've
gun.
got other weaponry that's more
Although-
suited to this specific instance. Like something made out of wood.
All right. So who wants the next scene on this one?
You guys are running into the office.
Now, keep in mind, okay, just because you've just been the scene or the spotlight player for the scene doesn't mean you can't be for the next one if you don't want to, or if you want to. You can, of course, continue. Or we can switch it to somebody else. I'm just letting you all have your options on this.
I would happily hand off to Eve.
Let's have
On
Eve
this
do
one.
it if you like.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to be there, but
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so,
because we all ran into the.
okay.
Okay, trying to think. There's too many things happening. Okay, so definitely going to run in.
Okay.
I'm going to.
So you're working on the darkness specifically? Or are you working on your relationship? Or are you working on your personal goal? I would assume probably the darkness.
Yeah, I would like to attack the darkness.
Okay, so let's actually have this happen. So when you go in there, you actually see the darkness. You actually see the vampire killing poor Katrina. And this is not like, no sparkly, Robert Pattinson kind of thing. This is like a bad Orlok Salem's Lot one where the jaw is opening up and has definitely just ripped her out and is chewing on one of her hands and ripping it out for the blood because that's how come the hands were cut. So what are you going to do? So you're going to attack the darkness.
Yeah. I would. One of the things that I did read in the notebook and that was conveyed to me by the Reverend is that they do not care for holy objects. That's one of the things that's actually true. So I am going to pull out the cross that I've had around my neck.
Do you want to spend?
I do.
Okay. Okay, please make a card that says you have that.
Yes. Writing that down.
Okay. So here's what's happening. Okay. So you actually have not rolled. If I may have missed it, and if I did, I apologize. But you haven't rolled since you got the notebook, I don't think. and that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what that means is that you actually get to have 2 temporary die for your dice pool. So you have 2, and you would normally have 1. But because you have the temporary, that's 3 plus 2, that's 5 against the darkness. So roll 5. Two.
And 3.
Okay.
Hooray!
Take one of those suckers off there, thank God. Okay. So you have repelled the vampire from the room as it breaks through the glass and runs off, although poor Katrina is still lying there.
And I think having actually seen it for the first time and actually witnessed it, hands starting to shake, holding the cross.
Mm-hmm.
It's all true.
We're gonna need bigger fucking guns.
We're gonna need a lot more than guns.
Whose scene's next?
I would like to take charge of this.
Do tell.
Okay, so still in the cafe,
Yeah.
haven't gone anywhere. Talking to the elder. I don't know if Doctor wants to be in on this conversation or not.
Okay, go. Nah, I'm going to let you guys do it.
You know what we must do.
The old ways are the best ways.
The old ways are the best ways.
This is an ancient evil.
We must recall the ancient rituals.
Someone needs to die.
Gather the druid priests.
The druid priests?
They're just regular citizens who are also druid priests. Like, who have we not?
I got nothing.
The town drunk is actually a druid priest.
Sure. Would you please write down that Willem is a druid priest?
My father-in-law, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll bring the sheep and the knife.
Is that why you bring the sheep everywhere? Oh my God!
Gotta have a sacrifice at the ready.
Can we amend that slightly to say, priest of the old gods?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Priest of
Yeah.
the old god.
Can we
Yeah.
do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I like that.
That's why she brings a sheep everywhere. See, that's all
That's
tying
Chekhov's sheep.
together. Sheep and NPC?
The sheep came up in the first act.
Yes, it did.
It's
You
now
gotta-
important in the second
Yes.
act.
You can't introduce a sheep without it going off at some point.
Actually,
Explosive
Now-
sheep, what?
because, I am so tickled by that, I'm going to add the sheep as an item, and I can give that to you,
Okay.
so
I would like
I'm
to
actually
add.
spending, I can't believe I just spent a character point
On a
to
sheep.
add a sheep into the game. That's a good game. That's a good game. All right. Doesn't happen in Call of Cthulhu, kids.
You know that the ritual can only happen at the correct astrological time, and on the location of the old temple.
It's in your farm. You know where
It
is.
is, and we must keep all of the outsiders away, as always.
I'll go to my house and get the ancient knife.
Okay, so you're getting the knife?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can find William. He'll know. He has to perform the ritual.
Okay.
Yes.
So all right. So you are basically prepping the ritual for the vampire, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that's you two. I'm going to give you my temp die,
Okay.
for the sheep.
You're really into the sheep now.
I really am now. Now, I will admit, I'm going, why should she have a sheep? But now it's like, we got to keep the sheep. It's the most important part of the game. All right.
As
So,
sheep tend to be.
as they tend to be. So you are rolling 3 right now. Oh, yep, you can roll against 5.
Come on, sheep, bring it home.
2.
3.
Oh my God. Oh,
So you were rolling for the sheep, or
the opposition to
Okay.
take it down. So let's see. What do we want to have here to be the negative on this one?
well, yeah, I don't know because we haven't actually started the ritual yet or anything. So I'm not sure why you were running or why you were rolling.
Because you're
Because-
prepping to to put together the
Okay.
ritual for it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I have a terrible idea. Which, I mean,
Oh,
I have a terrible but beautiful idea.
I think
Go
I know
ahead.
where you're playing this one now.
Willem is dead.
Yep.
The vampire got Willem before we could reach him.
Okay, I was actually going to kill the sheep, but I like that. We'll go with Willem.
Yeah.
All right, write down. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it seems
Because
like
now someone else has to do the ritual.
yeah, and it seems like the vampires have dealt with us before and know who the
Going
leader.
systematically through the town to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to add something.
You may.
I don't know if I need to spend a point for this
What are you doing?
because it's something in a resource that already exists.
Okay, what is it?
I want to have the ritual be recorded in the notebook.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why it's so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That's a no-brainer. That had to happen.
Make sense?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Perfect.
And I need to. I need to ask Max permission for this next thing.
Say.
Was your mother from this town?
Why not?
Okay. I like it.
Why not?
Okay. Who takes the next scene?
Is your mother Fleur?
No.
No.
I remember.
Would you though? You're
No,
you're
I
a bit
wouldn't.
mad.
No, and I drink a lot. There's long winters here.
All right, so she and I just had a scene. Yeah.
Yep,
So
so
it's
who
somebody
wants
else.
the next scene?
Yeah,
It could be you going to find.
Who has not had one in so
that's
far?
true. I haven't.
Yeah.
Stork hasn't, and I haven't.
I think I could go and find or try to find. Well, I have to go get the knife from the house, and then I'm going to try to find Willem. So perhaps I discover that Willem is dead.
Yes. Let's say that you would. Now,
You established he's dead, but
yeah, we don't need to
Right.
create the house. That's not
Okay,
an
that's
important
fine.
location, but you did spend a point for the knife. So you're going there, you find Willem dead.
throat ripped out, all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Is the knife gone?
No, you've got the knife. We haven't, lost that
All right.
yet. But,
Yet.
well, we could have actually said that the knife was lost if somebody fails a dice roll.
I see.
Not to preface that as, foreshadowing. Okay. What do you want to have happen?
Well, I guess I was going to. Let's hear. If he's already dead, I've discovered that he's dead. So what I wanted to have happen was to tell him that the ancient evil has arisen. Now he's dead. So
Yep.
I have to now come up with another plan.
Yep.
I think. So what I wanted to have happen didn't
Sure.
happen. So what I want to have happen is I guess I need to perform the ritual myself. So I need to figure out a way to find the ritual, or
The notebook, you mean.
do I know if it's in the notebook?
Do you?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that the notebook is something modern that you have brought in.
Well, no, the notebook specifically came off of Reverend Lindquist.
oh,
so,
right. So yes, okay, you're right. That's right. I thought you had brought it. Yes.
But
So I need to find the notebook.
Which, perfect. So
Yes.
basically, then the deal is that you would think the Reverend is, where's the Reverend?
Yeah,
Back at the
hospital.
Back at the hospital.
And that gets me back involved in
There
the
we go.
scene. Yes. All right, so, all right, oh.
That was a very descriptive scene of what I wanted to have done because I've run into a dead body.
Right, so you're going to check
And
the
now
body
I'm-
to see if it's
right.
there.
Yes, and it
Perfect.
isn't.
And when you come into the observation room, observation number 2, which has the asbestos, I'm sitting in there with no mask, just staring at my ex-wife with a sad look on my face, breathing deep.
Oof.
Of the asbestos.
Suicidal.
Wow.
So playing the long game of
Yeah.
suicide.
And I don't even know about Katrina yet.
No, you don't.
No.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, it is. I hate to bother you in your time of grief, but I need to check. What was the name of the
Petra.
Petra's. I need to check Petra's belongings.
Why?
I'm looking specifically for an old leather-bound notebook. It belongs to the town. It was in her keeping.
You know, when we moved here, she was very adamant that we should be here because she said the town needs her. Not us. Her. And now she's gone, and I'm still here.
Well, the town needs you as well.
Does
They're
it?
going to need more of you if you don't tell me where the notebook is.
All right, let's roll some dice on that. So you're rolling. Okay, so I have 2 and you have 1, so that's 3.
Oh, all right.
No, you're rolling 3.
All right.
You're good. You're good.
Against that.
2. 2.
Oh.
Not bad.
It's a tie.
Okay.
What are
Okay.
we doing?
So what we
Push for
do? For a push, it goes to the player. So
Okay.
take one off of the yeah, just take it off. Okay. So.
Is that where that goes?
Yeah, you can put it there.
Okay.
So, all right. So, how do we want to resolve this? So, the notebook is not there, but we know that the notebook is part of it. So,
Do you know where the notebook is?
the agent. That's she was with her before she got brought over.
Strangers in town are never good luck. Come on with me. Let's go find this agent.
Okay. Who's scene next?
Before we do another scene, we have a couple of donations to call out, too.
Please.
Joshua Edwards and Eugene Katz. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Yay!
Eugene Katz is going to be the name of my next NPC. That's a great name. Love that.
Okay. All
Maybe
right.
even a PC.
It's going to be the name of my Billie Holly cover band.
Is it? All right.
Thank you, guys.
Who's scene?
Do we have the scene where you come
Sure.
to where we are looking
Absolutely.
for the notebook?
Yes.
Oh, goody, because that's where poor Katrina is.
Well, as I walk up stoically, and then I start to run as I recognize her,
Right.
Oh, no. I've already had a scene, so this is your scene?
Oh, it'd be mine. Why
Yeah,
not?
it's yours.
Let's see here.
Let's see, and some time has passed, too, I think, right?
You know
Like
what?
in-game time?
A little bit.
Curious.
You know what? Since it's my scene, and I don't think I can really apply anything. Wait a minute. Maybe I can.
Well, I'm thinking
Yeah.
that what's interesting is that the negative relationships are between the people that we most need to have help from.
Yeah.
So working on those relationships might be the way to go.
We could. Let's see here. Because you two still have an echo of when we still do. Let's see, how do we want to play this? Okay. Let me think about that. Okay. I know what I'm going to do. All right. What's Eve's last name?
Of destruction.
The one time that I'm drawing a complete blank.
Pick a character name.
Yeah, Morgan.
Okay. So, what we're going to do here, okay, is we're going to work on our relationship, or I'm going to work on our relationship, but I'm going to do it with you specifically. She doesn't have to be in the same room for this. So specifically what I'm going to say as a character is, I don't know where Agent Morgan is, but you know her mom, right, who has been in the town before. So you would know who she is, or her mom is, because now this is the first time you've heard her last name, right?
Oh,
Her mom is the
Morgan family?
Yeah. Right? Okay. I don't know.
So we're going to play this scene? Okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I don't know where Agent Morgan would have taken it.
Morgan? Is that one of the strangers in town? Are they related to the Morgans out west?
On the fjord?
That are the farm,
West-
that are on the
the
farm
west side.
adjacent to the Sturger and Flurgensons?
I don't know. You know her.
Their land is very ancient land. The borderline between the Strigan-Fergusons and the Morgans holds a very, very important place in this town.
Okay, so I'm going to let you roll a 5, and I'm rolling to 3.
Three successes, just for those who follow along at home.
Oh, 2. So we do not change my relationship or with Agent Morgan, but we have...
Can we kill an NPC?
yeah, we're going to kill an NPC. Oh!
Agent Luis Garcia.
All right.
We're running out of NPCs quick here, aren't we? We're going to start killing PCs.
Oh my God. Mr. Johansson, don't look. Don't look. And you look.
Well, I'm already looking at it. Okay.
And you look, and there is
Katrina, right?
No, and over by the other side is Agent Garcia. That looks like he's had his throat torn out as well.
These things are moving faster than possible. Poor Katrina. Oh, she should have known. I'm getting Irish again.
It's okay. Who wants the next scene?
I'm going to. We're all here together, right?
Well, it depends. It's like, where do you know?
Well, I'm going to confront him.
We were all here together.
So I want to confront him for the lousy job he's doing as a law with all these dead people in town and poor Katrina now. Now it's personal.
So you're working on your relationship with him?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
Okay.
Well, I've already had a scene, yeah?
Yeah, you have.
But
you can have another one.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
You don't
Oh,
have.
right.
You can basically do as many as you need.
And so I'm going to round on you. This is your fault. You're trying to. You should be doing your job, and you never do your job right. You're always busy harassing my father-in-law. We have 4 dead bodies in this town, and what are you doing about it?
What am I doing about it? What am I doing about it? Trying to find the thing that is killing everyone in town that keeps coming back every 17 fucking years!
So you know about that.
I was born here too.
Many people in this town are still in the dark about the ancient evils that live in the woods. It's good to know that you
I didn't want to believe it,
aware of
but
it.
I can't deny it now.
Clearly.
And she's the only one who has the first clue how to deal with it.
Why do you say that?
Because she came here prepared and came here with foreknowledge.
Well, we all have knowledge. We just need, and we have the knowledge to get rid of it. We just misplaced it.
What did we misplace?
Well, it's a notebook that belongs to the town that has a ritual of we might be able to use to dispel the.
What kind of notebook?
It's a small, ancient leather-bound book about.
Which would happen to be the notebook that I saw her
Sure.
with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
At-
you
in
could
the
actually
very
make
first
this
scene of the movie.
Absolutely. So you could actually say that this is something to face the darkness itself, and if you would rather that start.
Yes, that's
Okay.
fine. And the problem is we really needed William to perform the ritual.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to make this really dark.
Please.
Sadly,
It's too bad she left.
She?
Elise.
Who's Elise?
Elise Morgan.
Yes. That's right. She would have been one of the other ancient priests.
Nice.
I'll take it.
All right. All right. So why don't you roll? Now you've got 2. You've got 1. Actually, you have yet to use the temp die that you picked up with the knife, have you?
Did I get a temp die?
Yeah, for the
The
knife.
knife.
So you can roll 4.
Sorry, I don't want to write your character for you.
He's all.
You know what? I have been up for I don't know how many hours straight now, so go for it.
So what are we rolling now?
So you're rolling 4 against 5. Oh, you got it. You got it in your hand. So you're trying to
like
take
it.
another one off to darkness because you're trying to lock down the ritual here.
Yeah,
Wow!
I'm so sorry.
that's all right. I only got 1 anyway.
Those 5 successes.
That's really
For the
good.
darkness.
All right, so would you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Put one of the die back on the vampire. And how do we want this manifestation to take place? Do we want to lose somebody? Do we want the vampire to appear? Or do we want just
I think it's time for the vampire to appear.
I think so too.
Okay.
So we haven't had that yet. We've
We
seen
did.
We've seen flickers.
Sure.
The
Okay.
vampire's been systematically going through and getting rid of the people that could get rid of it.
Yes. Okay. So you see the vampire, as I said, not a sparkly Robert Pattinson version, but Orlok on a bad day, and jaw pulling back, and it's definitely it's not. It's
I'm
close.
gonna give him antler horns because he's an ancient creature of the forest,
Sure.
rather than just your typical run-of-the-mill European
Yeah.
vampire.
Oh God, yes.
And this is much more of an ancient evil that is living in the Norwegian countryside.
Absolutely.
That is vampiric, but isn't necessarily your run-of-the-mill vampire.
Absolutely.
Sort of tattered robes, sort of a deer skull head with horns, and very, very much of a rotted flesh. Very horrifying.
Absolutely.
Glowing red
Red
eyes
eyes.
into the sockets. Yes.
Okay. Who wants a scene at this moment?
I feel I would have probably come back into the room because I had moved off to go look at the
think
notebook
we're outside,
after the
aren't we?
encounter.
I
I figured you guys were inside because
Okay.
of the everything, but I heard yelling, so
Yeah.
I feel like I would come back in
Katrina's body was
holding
inside.
the
Okay.
notebook
Right.
Yep.
Lewis's was outside.
Okay.
and would come back in. What are you screaming about? And goes for the necklace immediately.
Okay. So you know what? I'm going to actually spend my character point, last one, to have you still in the scene.
Okay.
Just for the giggle. So that's 2, 3, 4 against the darkness there, right? So it's 4 versus 5.
On me? Or
On
on her?
her.
Okay.
All right. Pull out my skull dice because reasons.
Because now death's involved. Those are
Three.
nice.
What are those made out of?
Resin.
Did you make them?
No. I botted them.
I made the money.
That's 3.
3.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 to 3.
Goes to the
Take it back off. All right, and you definitely have made the thing go. No. Just take it off. Okay.
I was trying to.
No, I was talking to Sword. Okay, so you have made it, go away. All right. So let's mark that. All right. So Jib, you have a scene, and you have a scene, and I have a scene. So how you want to play that?
Did you get the notebook? Do you know that she has the notebook?
Not yet, but I've noticed she has power.
Okay.
Okay. So you know what?
I have
I'm going to
the
let this.
power!
It
I'm
may
going to
not
let this
actually
be your
religious,
scene because you were talking to him about the power. So go for it. You two make your little plans here for the ritual. I think you should, if you so choose. I don't mean to lead you.
I'm going to add a new location.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the site of the ancient temple on my farm / boundary with the Morgan farm.
Sure. The site of the ancient temple, one of the finest albums by by Man of War.
So, to prepare for the ritual,
Yeah.
I have to go and sweep the snow off the site and put up some torches in preparation for lighting them.
Okay. So who do you want to be in the scene with you?
I want
Okay, go on.
Mogan is going to come and find me and tell me that he doesn't have the notebook because I don't know that yet. And that...
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. Okay. So go ahead. Why don't you play out your little scene? Or do you want to roll the dice and see how the scene, or to dictate how the scene goes?
Yeah, let's roll the dice and see
All right,
how
so
the
you
scene
have
goes.
3. I'm sorry.
I use my dice. I know how to roll. They know me and I know them, and we're in sync, and we love each other. Damn it! You bastards!
Oh, grand!
Damn!
All the successes ever.
You are getting melted.
All right, so I'll let you guys act out your little scene there.
Nuts.
Why don't you put another die back on, vampire? Okay.
So you've come with the note with you. So you found Willem, and he's on his way. I've told everyone who knows the secrets of the dark ways, the old ways, to meet us here in an hour, when the stars align and astrology is perfect for the ritual. If we miss this time period, you know that we'll have to wait a week till the stars align again.
Willem is dead.
What?
The notebook is...
Wait, that's not how I react. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My sheep stands beside me, and I look stoically and represent death.
Willem is dead. The notebook is missing, and I'm not sure that we can make the timeline. If we don't make the timeline, it would have to be a human sacrifice. And unfortunately, the one that was marked for it is also dead.
Katrina.
Yes.
Heaven
Vampire.
Lantern.
Lantern.
This
Okay.
is terrible.
All right, so you have a scene and I have a scene right now.
Vampire.
Vampire. Vampire.
Yeah, like I said, I can make this go real dark.
Oh, no, yeah, I love the fact, oh, yeah, I'm planning to make my granddaughter the sacrifice.
She was a virgin.
Yes. Yep.
No,
Yep.
don't go there.
It's a small
Too late.
town.
Yeah.
Stop.
Too late. Already there.
They have a lottery.
We decided this
wow,
years
okay.
ago at the council when she was like
Oh, no.
14.
Oh,
in
this
the
is a
summer, we'll
really
build a
good
wicker man.
time to say that there were more donations. Since this has gotten really awkward. So we have Nicolette, Susco Taylor, Christopher T. Lutz, and an anonymous donation. So thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Do we know what our total is yet?
I can do that thing. Yeah, words are hard. We're at 4127. We're
Wow.
getting really close to our goal.
Sweet.
Thank
The
you
goal,
very
of
much,
course, is
guys.
5,000, so that's 873 that's left. Yeah.
And this is the second to last game? We've got one more game after this?
I thought there was 2 more.
There might
Two
be
more
two more
games.
after this.
Two more
Okay.
games.
There's 2 more games after this.
Yep.
Okay.
Sweet.
So you have a scene and I have a scene. How you
Go
want-
for it.
Ooh. How do we want this to play out?
We made it.
That's why Katrina worked for you?
Yeah.
Is because you had to keep an eye on her to make sure she was always available for the
Absolutely
human
right.
sacrifice.
You and I were just, we completely have gotten in sync with
Oh,
this
yeah.
there. Yeah. And that's the secret you were holding over me.
Yes.
Is that you knew, and
I'm trying to think of what's the best
and if
thing.
that had ever come out, it would have been awful. But you and I know.
Yes. Oh, so perfect.
That's why I was looking at that. I'm like, oh, I know how to make that work.
I'm trying to think of what's the best way to do this one. I don't know.
Quick, somebody else donate so that we can call you out and
Change the subject?
fill some time.
So I can either work on the vampire, I can fix my relationship, I can go. You know what? I'm going to do something wacky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do something wacky?
Shocked.
I am shocked, I tell you.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. All right, so I'm going to wave you down, okay, because I'm intentionally doing that because 2 and 2, that's 4. Ha! Metagaming my own game. All right, so, all right.
Sometimes you play the game.
All right.
Sometimes the game plays
So I'm
you.
waving you down. Okay, so where are you specifically?
I am at the guild hall probably coming out of the guild hall, and I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm with Eve at this point, but that's up to her.
Yeah, no, I agree, because I think there was the yelling and then...
Okay, so to get you in the scene, somebody has to spend a character point, or it's just you and me. Okay, I got it. Oh, great, that's 5. All right. I have an idea. Elias, grab your Bronco. We're going to go to the glacier.
Why are we going to the glacier?
I have an idea.
We decided it was a Volvo, by the way.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Didn't you say that that's where the thing came out of?
That's what Eve said.
Yeah, that seems to be what it's tied to.
What if we close the glacier? What if we actually use the glacier to actually stop this thing? It came out of some nest. We could lure it back and bury it back underneath the ground.
Will it last, though? If he keeps coming back, there is something else, too, that I have found in the notebook. And there's a ritual in here for it. There's a ritual to take down the evil that's been released.
All right. All right, so what I'm trying to do is I'm actually still working on the event because I remember that's part of the victory here. And so I'm going to actually work on the glacier. Actually, I know this seems wacky, but because I know that that's part of the conditions we want to do. So I'm wanting to actually, convince you guys to go to the glacier to at least, make sure that that can be solved. All right.
I'm
3.
4.
Wow! All right. So because I'm using the event to knock down the vampire, would you move, or to control the vampire, would you move one of the die over? Okay. So what we'll say is that there is an actual, in the book, which you magically found while going through it, there is a ritual that actually will call the thing, back to its nest, and that's what I'm suggesting.
Sure.
Okay.
Of course, there's plenty of rituals in this notebook.
Sure.
All the rituals.
It's ritual.
And a couple of recipes.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Blood sausage for the ones in the...
It's a blood.
Bringing it all together. I'm bringing it all together.
If I didn't have this on, I would have stood up and spun around in a circle waving my hand. All right, Jib, it's all you.
Okay. I think we need to get the band back together, as it were, because we've got the 3 of us together, and we need to get the 2 of them and go to the glacier and bring this thing back to the glacier and then lock it away. Because you've convinced me.
Yes, I have.
That this is a truth.
Okay.
So I want to...
Okay. So how you want to do this? You're the spotlight player.
Right. Well, this is the 21st century. And
Cell phones?
We do have cell phones.
I was waiting for that.
Okay.
Do we, though? Do we? Small town?
No,
It's
you
a,
would.
it's a small town.
Get
But no. I know where to go if this fails, so I'm going to let you make your call.
The Scandinavians are very good with cell phones.
Are they?
Yeah.
Erickson.
Good job.
Ericsson.
Nokia.
Ericsson and Nokia.
Anyway, so I will call Mogens Jakobsen.
Okay.
And so maybe this scene is between Mogens and myself.
It is.
And I'm torn between whether this is working on our relationship or working on the glacier because it could be either one. Because what I want to convince him to gather everybody and bring them to the glacier.
Do we have to resolve all the relationships to win?
Well, no, No, I know what you're talking about. So basically, when we do the final confrontation, there's going to be 2 dice rolls. One is where we are going after either the darkness or for the event.
Okay.
So The black chips will represent the opposition to us. So right now there's 1, 2,
6.
3, 4, 5, 6. So the opposition pool for the event will be 6. Now, I'll talk about that in a minute. But basically what that means is that for the event, it'll be versus 6. For the darkness, how many is there?
6.
Yeah. So whatever we're going to do will be against a dice pool of 6 each roll. Okay.
Okay. So we want to try to knock both of those down. if we
You
can.
you want to add to the event, to knock down the vampire.
Tell you what, you add to the event, and I'll work on our relationship.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
Okay, now
Wait,
you don't
so-
have any scenes left.
Oh, I don't have any scenes
So the
left.
way I'm
Right.
trying to do this, I'm trying to gather
Sure.
everybody up to the glacier.
Right.
By calling him.
Okay.
Are you going to take the call? So how do you want to do it? Do you want to say appeal to the event, or do you want to appeal to your relationship? Do you have any character points left?
Nope.
Okay.
Wait, if this is the last scene, then this is the last scene of Act 2?
Oh, look at that.
She's making the scrunchy face.
Yeah. Dang.
Because we got 6 black there to deal with there. Coming up.
I feel like work on the relationship.
Good.
Then it would
Okay.
be 5.
Then we'll do that.
Now, who has... She does not, but do you have any chips left?
Yes, I got 3.
Okay.
Can I spend them in this?
Absolutely. You can do that. You can do that right now to get a permanent die to your
Yeah,
dice
all right.
roll.
I'm gonna do that.
So add +1 to what your relationship... No, 2 of them, please.
It costs 2.
2 character points.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
So that brings my... So I got +1.
Yep.
So that brings my dice
So-
pool up to...
2, and you're at 2, so that's 4, right?
Okay.
So if you're working on your relationship, you will gain an additional character point, but that won't be useful.
I can't use it now. I can't use it for this. Right.
Right.
That's fine.
So what I would recommend actually is use it for the event, trying to get him to come to the glacier.
Okay.
Okay. So roll your 4 versus the 5.
Wait, I'm sorry. Because the points
He's got
stop
2.
using?
He's got 2.
Right,
He's
but-
trying to get him to go to the event, so that's 4 versus 5 at this moment.
But you said it didn't matter if he got any more.
Character points, but he's
Character
not
points.
working on his relationship with him. He's going specifically to convince him about the event.
So that
Well,
are
we
character
just-
points not worth getting anymore?
Only in the fact that when you're in the final confrontation, you can do just what he did, which is add 2 character points to get a dice, or another die. But he doesn't have any other character
Right.
points. And I don't think there are any.
Right, so he would just have 1 point. All he could do is buy an item,
Right. Now, actually,
which might be handy. I'm thinking you should work on our
now,
relationship.
doing the math, you should. And I'll tell you why. Because you can pool the character points, and if he's still got 1, then that means you'll be able to add the die. So do
That's
that.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I think if we work on our relationship, metagamey wise, it gets rid of the black that we have to fight against. It brings it
Yeah,
down
no,
to
the
5.
best benefit is that. And, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the event is only at 3.
So I'm going to roll a dice, see
Yep.
how this is going to turn out, and then we'll have our conversation.
All right.
please. So that's 4. Go for it.
I have 1.
All right, so roll the 5. I'll let you do it.
So good at rolling against
Fuck
us,
your
though.
dice. Fuck you, dice.
Damn it!
3 successes. So our relationship is terrible still.
Yep.
All right.
Doesn't mean you can't go to the glacier. It just means you don't like me about it.
Listen, perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. We need to put aside our differences and deal with this.
Okay. Continue.
Mogans.
Don't kill my sheep!
I've been talking with Eve. She has a notebook that has rituals in it. One of them will draw the beast, whatever it is, back to the glacier, and we can lock it away.
I need that book for the ritual. It needs to happen here. It will send him back to the glacier. I can come meet you at the glacier to get that book if that's where you are. But we need to bring it back here so we can perform the ritual correctly.
We killed the sheep, but we can lock it away in the glacier, and from there, and then do the ritual to destroy it.
The way it's worked is we send it back to the glacier for 17 years. If we send it there first, and
Eve
then we
says
can see-
there's a ritual in here that will destroy it. but we have to lock it away in the glacier first.
I'll come meet you then. I don't see how this... regardless, I need that notebook to finish this ritual. Wait. Eve Morgan, right? Her family is an ancient family from here. Perhaps she does know something. I'll meet you there. We'll talk about it.
Okay. So here's how we're going to play this out. Okay. So everybody indicate how many dice you have as part of your pool. Go for it. 2, 1, 2.
I don't actually know.
No, you're at 2.
I'm
You're
at 2? Okay.
All right, so there's 2.
Sort of been losing track with all that
2.
talk of dice.
It's okay. 2, the 3 of us, and then... Right? That's everything as a player. It's 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So here's the deal. All right, so that is the player pool right now.
Did you guys want to pool your 2 points and get us another one?
Yeah, definitely. This is it? This is the final scene?
Final
We're going into the
confrontation, so
All
it's
right.
9. Oh, she's got one, but it has to be a 2, so that's not going to work.
Damn.
That's okay.
Oh, we have...
You can buy an item.
All right, so that's 9. Okay. So here is one. How many black chips do we have?
6.
Of course we do. Okay. So 9, 6. Can you slide those down, please?
Slide what down?
Both groups of dice, but keep them separate,
The
please.
event and the vampire.
Do you want them in front of you?
Yes, please. Just so we can do the math here. Okay.
You just hand them the dice.
Here.
Okay.
My poor sheep.
All right.
We needed that sheep.
So, all right.
I mean, you bathe
Whoop,
a
would you
sheep
grab it? Oh, I got it.
in reindeer milk for 13 years in preparation for a sacrifice. You become attached.
Wasn't reindeer milk. Okay.
It was not.
And that's why you have the best blood sausage.
All right. So we have 2 events that we need to, or 2 things we need to go against. Okay. So this is what will be the opposition pool for the event. Okay. This is the darknesses pool. Okay. This is what we already have spent for the event. Okay. So right now it's 3 versus 6. Okay. Now all of us here are 9. All right. So the question is, who wants their dice to go against this pool, and who wants to add their dice against that pool?
Oh my gosh.
I will let Mac go first. Do you want to face it against the event or the darkness? Because I know you have 1.
The darkness.
Okay. Mr. Jib.
Split them.
Okay. Mr. Stork.
The darkness has more dice to it, yeah?
Right. The darkness right now has 6. So we have 6 versus 6. Do that for
Yeah, split 'em.
tightness. Okay. Okay. Now, right now, we have a really good chance against the event. Okay.
It's the darkness.
Okay. Okay. And then I'll do that as well. All right. So just to kind of explain what happened.
Yeah, I'm a
At the
little
final
puzzled.
confrontation, everybody's dice got added to a pool. All right. So we have 2 things that we roll against. Okay. The opposition, the vampire. That's all or darkness pool right there, which was 6, and then all of the black chips, which was 6. Okay. We had the additional +3 that had been placed on the event, right, as part of the gameplay. So what happened is that of the cumulative dice pool, 3 got moved over to face the event, and the rest of them went over to face the darkness. So what's going to be is this pool, which is 6 versus the darkness, which is 6, and then 6. How tidy of us! Aren't we precious? 6 versus 6 on that. It's almost like there are mechanics.
There's a lot of mechanics.
Okay, so the question is, who wants to roll for... Oh, okay, there's a couple of things we can do here. We can either roll and then narrate what happened, or we can narrate what we want to happen and then roll to see whether or not we were successful.
So we roll and narrate what happens.
I'll let you guys decide.
I kind of feel like I want the surprise. I kind of feel like I want to narrate and then see if we fail or succeed. I think that will be much more interesting in storytelling-wise.
Okay.
Plus, I don't know what they really have in mind, so I want to hear what they have.
See, I would roll the dice and then narrate from there.
That's
but
safe.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Chip?
I would tend to lean the same way.
Okay. So
Drama.
All right. So that's what we'll do. Second question is, what do we want to have happen first? Rolling for the event or rolling for the darkness? Now, the event, of course, has been the glacier survey. And so basically, this is translated into making sure that the glacier does not, collapse on everything.
Or no, I think I would
Or
think
open
that
something
you're
up.
using the dynamite for their survey to seal the vampire cap.
Sure.
Is that what you guys had in mind?
We can do that.
This survey has dynamite? This
yes,
is
I brought that up
weird
in one of
survey.
the. It's like your dynamite's not going to be frightening the sheep.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It's snowpack, They have to measure snowpack. Or at
So
least
what do you
that's
want to do
they-
first, gang?
I think that if the glacier fails, then we have a totally different approach on the darkness.
Yeah.
So let's do the glacier first.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. I dig it.
Who wants to roll for us against the glacier? I'm curious.
You've been rolling really well.
I've been rolling really well for the opposition.
But not for us necessarily.
I don't know.
All right, I'll roll for us.
But I will not roll for the
I
opposition.
will take the ring
There you
to
go.
Mordor.
See, I knew that was gonna work. You knew that was going to happen. All right, this is it. You guys have trusted me for rolling dice.
I did not trust you.
Hey!
Look at that, though.
Okay.
Fails, so many fails. All of the... Oh, yes!
Yep.
Yes!
So you succeeded with the
1, 2,
event.
3, 4, 5 successes.
All right. So now we know that the event succeeded. So we didn't. We don't get snowbound. So who wants to roll? You're the law. Let you do that.
I'm
and
the
then
law.
I
you're
rolled like
Max. You
crap
roll for the darkness.
all night.
That's
I
somehow
rolled like
fitting.
crap all morning. You know that, right?
1, 2,
2.
Yes!
3.
Yeah. All right. So both succeeded. So how do you want this to happen? I will let you guys narrate this or start this off.
I have the Thor's hammer,
Yeah, you
and
do.
Bjorn has brought it to me, so the two of us are together, and we're wearing robes, and we've painted our faces in the appropriate manner. When you drive up in your car. My sheep is dead! I
sheep
forgot
is
to...
dead.
We need a very important scene where I lament the death of my sheep. It looks like this.
How did the sheep die?
The dice roll failure when you guys were arguing. Oh shit! Okay, all right. I know how this is going to play out. All right. So
You're the new guy, right?
yes, I am. I
We
think
need
I
to
know who
sacrifice
just
her, right?
lost the lottery.
We don't have a wicker man handy. You're going to have to be in the glacier. Yep.
At least just as long as it's not the bees.
Not the bees. All right. All right. So apparently, you guys are going to
have the
sacrifice the
knife.
good doctor.
I have the knife.
Okay.
Oh.
Actually, I know exactly. It's like, so you guys are is everybody on board? You're going to sacrifice the doctor.
I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I know you wouldn't.
No, I wouldn't have
He
it.
wouldn't either.
Not interested in sacrificing the doctor.
I have a problem with sacrificing the doctor. Actually.
Y'all might want to talk this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the ritual say?
What does the ritual say?
Well, so I've been reading through this and trying to parse it out as best I can. It's very dense and very confusing, but it really is about summoning the creature here, pushing it back, and we're going to be able to basically bury it back within the glacier and hopefully destroy it this time.
What summons the creature?
The blood summons the creature.
It always has in the past.
That is why we prepare the sacrifice years in advance.
That's why we have this knife.
The blood summons him. It doesn't mean you have to do all of the blood in a human body.
That's what we've always done.
It's always
Doesn't
worked.
mean
It's always
that's
been.
the right way to do it. Maybe a little bit is enough.
Well, let's not take any chances.
The doctor is sacrificing himself.
Why? Because his personal goal is to save lives.
Oh, snap.
Hey!
And I need to maintain the status quo. This is the way
So
it's
I'm
always
doing
been
this
done.
to sacrifice myself to
It's a-
save lives.
You have to use the knife, you know.
All right, so go ahead. All right, so the
Doctor's
doctor
bleeding
is
out in the
bleeding
snow.
out right there in the glacier, while the vampire is like slowly coming. You can see it slowly, crawling. Because it's a big sucker.
With its horns and its tattered robes and its...
Bjorn and I begin the chant when our eyes roll back in our heads. The chant that sets the table for the ritual to begin.
No, I'm waiting for Stork to join you on this one.
Ananafra, usvaspetad, dochildienve.
Just to...
The charm of unmaking.
Oh, that's a real thing?
Yeah.
I'm just making noises.
I was doing it from Excalibur.
Smurgen.
For those of you who are following along at home, it's the charm of making from Excalibur.
Herring and Schmurgen.
So yeah, the vampire's
Sorry.
coming up. What are you guys doing here?
Use the cross. Use the
I'm
cross.
gonna
Push it back
take the
into
Thor's
glacier.
hammer
Yes.
and use it to drive the vampire into the crevasse that is its lair.
Okay. Okay, and it's going up. All right, so you're driving it in while I'm slowly bleeding out. All right, so it's now in there. So okay, now it's in like the cavern there. So what are you gonna do? Again, we know how it's going to end, so I want to know what the narration's going to be.
Well, I think it's a Thor's hammer, so it's an actual hammer.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the hammer, I'm going to smash the wall of the crevasse to collapse it in on it.
And the snow, ice, snow, and I'm growing pasty white.
Yeah. Drive the cross into it. Into the side of the glacier.
Okay, I will do that.
And I'm like yelling that as I go rushing over to the doctor and go ahead and like tear off my jacket. And I'm trying desperately to wrap the wounds because I said didn't need somebody to die. We just needed some blood.
That's fine.
And it's like doing the best patch job possible. There was agent training.
Sure. Okay, and so the doctors, you're pretty good at that.
Had to be. The shit I've seen had to be.
So are you gonna stay in town?
I think that might be for the best for a little while.
Okay. Would you like to go get a cup of coffee?
I would love to go get a cup of coffee. Maybe not right now. Let's get you somewhere.
To your hospital.
Is that how we want to end the scene? Yeah.
These guys can all go.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we would wait until they were gone
Yep.
to finish the dark rituals.
Yes.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Because they don't have the stomach for it.
Nope.
But we know that.
Yep.
We see that these weak little modern people, they don't understand the old ways
I
the way we
need
do.
to maintain the status quo. This is not the way it's been done. It needs to
I
be
need
done the
to-
way it's always been done.
And I need to keep the secrets of the town.
Okay.
Boy, this lined up pretty well.
Jim, any actions on this one?
Actually, I was thinking that we would put the doctor in the back of the
Volvo.
and drive him off to the hospital because
Yeah.
there's a scene that has to happen here before this ends.
Please. Let's
And-
have that scene.
No, I want them to do theirs first.
Okay. Well, it's okay. They're finishing up their ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as soon as these guys are gone, we look at each other, and then we look at Bjorn, and we take the knife, and we
And
advance.
Bjorn
towards him.
willingly.
He kneels on the ice where
Right
the
in front
right
where the
there.
hammer is, right in front of the hammer.
Yeah.
Sure.
and bears his neck, like pulls the robe back and bears his neck,
And I hold his hair back.
and I raise the knife, and then cut.
and and smash cut to the hospital.
Sure.
Okay. So, in the car on the way back,
Because I always symbolize death.
I know.
What was your mother's
I'm
name?
with you the whole time. Yeah.
Elise
Twin powers
Morgan.
activate. That was dark.
I thought so. You're so much like her.
I hear that sometimes.
I was going to take off a necklace that is one half of the one that your mother gave you.
Oh!
Tears.
And scene.
And see.
And then a quick cut to the to the snow where you see the dead sheep lying there in the snow, and the blood from the dead sheep is slowly sinking into the snow, slowly seeping in.
right near the altar. Where,
Yeah.
where it was healed.
No, and you just see it soaking in with an ominous, what's calling the blood.
Right? It's just it's like Mercury running downhill. It's all being called into the altar. Is that what you're saying?
Just before it
I
goes
know.
black, the sheep's eyes turn red.
Yes.
Not my sheep!
And that's
Evil sheep.
And that's our game.
Because
Fire.
we weren't able to sacrifice it correctly, so we
No.
get possessed. That's fine.
So this has been A Town Called Malice, specifically
Wow.
the play set of The Sky's Gone Out, which is intended to have very similar characteristics as 30 Days of Night, specifically is very similar to that. So did you guys have fun?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
very
Oh, yeah.
much.
That's great.
Yeah. So just to repeat, this is a game that's under playtest, but we are going to be doing our Kickstarter early 2019. And again, if you liked the system, it's based off of Home by Dark by Protagonist Industries. This is actually done in a more like a Stranger Things E.T. kind of environment, so it's a little bit different, but it's a good game and you really should pick it up. And again, I'm Dave from Monkey Fun Studios. You can follow along with what we're doing on this at monkeyfunstudios.com, and you should definitely donate right now
Yes.
if you've been watching to, of course, happyjacks.org/rainbow, correct?
Yep.
How we been doing on our donations there?
We actually got a couple more. One from Joseph Nestra.
Hey!
Hey, we know that
We know
guy.
that. We know that
Yeah,
guy.
Joey.
And
Joey.
J.K. Austin.
We're coming for you, Joey.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of time to kill, so do
Yeah.
you want to talk a little bit about what it is you were doing with this game and what
sure.
you've done to modify the system a bit?
Yeah,
I don't
so-
want to get too pedantic on it,
No,
but
no,
we have
no,
a little
no.
bit of time to kill and
Absolutely.
and sell yourself. And what is it
Well,
you
okay,
do?
so
Sell yourself like you usually do.
hey, you, hey.
I've
We
been
are
for a
available on
really long
Drive-Thru RPG and Indie Press Revolution, and also Studio 2 Publishing. Yeah, we are. So this is a little different than what we've done before. Most of the previous games that we've done, Spirit 77, available through Drive-Thru RPG.
Very fun game.
And also Bedlam Hall, a very miserable game, that's depressing and sad.
Yeah, it's not miserable. It's just-
Through Drive-Thru RPG. And those games have been powered by the Apocalypse, but this was this was a little bit different than what I had done previously. Most of those games are, they're a little more lighthearted even when they're dark. This was intended to be a homage to exactly the genre we're talking about. I loved.
You when you sent us the email, you called it Nordic horror.
Yes, it's Nordic noir is what
Yeah.
we call Girl from the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah, I love
this
it.
is intended to be a little more dark. It actually started specifically when I was watching the Twin Peaks reunion, or the most recent one, and during it, in like the third episode, I think, they showed Bobby, right? And Bobby in the first season or in the first series was the high school quarterback jerk that was kind of a drug dealer and not a good kid, and now he was a deputy. And I'm going, that's amazing.
It was
I want to know
great.
what that is, and they don't show you why. And I'm going, well, I want to know that. I want to know a game about that. So this kind of led to what I wanted to explore with Malice, in that I wanted to do something Twin Peaksian, something where it was Fortitude, Love Fortitude, or Dark by Netflix. That kind of thing where it's a small town having to deal with a darkness that is plaguing it, but the challenge against it is not necessarily the fact they can't attack the darkness. It's because people have a problem getting over their own shit, which is something that keeps happening over and over. And this actually has a lot of different play sets. The one that I've been running at game conventions is called Station to Station, where it takes place on a mining colony outside of Jupiter. A little outland.
Oh, I love Outland.
Yeah, so it's a lot like that because it fits.
Though.
Yeah, and another scenario that I'm considering toying with is something very similar to Jaws, because Jaws really fits that, where it's a isolated town having to deal with something that's plaguing it, that's beyond their understanding. And I really liked the system, the fact it was collaborative and allowed people to build up on their relationship narrative as opposed to just trying to, min-max their stats. And I realized that we were kind of doing a little bit of that, but it was intended for the story.
And that actually leads me to the next question, which is why and how did you find this game set that you're working with?
So Home by Dark, Jason Olson, good guy. He has been a friend of ours for a while of Monkey Fun, and this was his first game, his debut game.
Okay.
And really liked Jason, really liked the system, and it was a situation where we came up with the genre first and said, okay, what system would be nice for this? And this actually translated very well. So
it does.
Yeah, I called him up and I said, hey, Jason, I'm going to ruin your game. And he said, okay, Dave, don't ruin it too bad. And he knows about it, and he's given his blessings on it. So it really builds on what he had for the pillar system, which was a little bit different, obviously. But I think it's really strong in that it allows you to kind of have different narratives. I've played the game, obviously, quite a bit at different times, and it's different every time. I never know exactly how it's going to play out. When we were doing Big Bad Con, two players who had never met before sat down at the table, and one of them just dropped that, oh yeah, we had an affair. We had a romantic liaison in Stockholm. Does your wife know? He didn't know that was going there at all. And immediately he went, oh, okay. And it developed completely on the fly. And it's a really good system for that, to allow people to kind of, narrate their own storylines and to develop the conflict with one another, but not so much where they're fighting. So it's pretty good.
I can see having someone familiar with this, because there's a lot of sort of dice counting and such. And
a little bit,
you were tossing these things in and out, and after a while I got overwhelmed by how much dice I had to keep track of. I'm like, how many dice do I now have? But I could see once you get familiar with the system, it could really move along pretty quick.
Yes, and actually this game really did move, fairly quickly.
Yeah,
and one thing that, once you're a little more comfortable with it and you're familiar with how it works, it's very easy to say, okay, we know what the darkness is, but we can, because we know what's going on, we can just say, my character doesn't know it, but your characters did, and it would fit in just fine. There was nothing wrong with knowing whether or not the vampire exists or doesn't exist, or it works nice that way.
Yeah, I noticed that all of our characters were just dropping little things in here and there. We weren't shy of doing that, but this game encourages that for people that are perhaps.
Yes.
Speaking of which, it's nice to have a game where everybody plays a character, so it wasn't necessarily as much GM players, but everybody gets to participate and be a part of that storytelling together, which is really nice.
Yeah, and I make it very clear. I was kind of facilitating it, but there was basically at a point where you guys were just writing it. I had no idea, and you guys basically built the history of the creature in there and how to ward it off. Works fine. I don't need to know. I just was there to set it up and to get people started. You were going to say something, Jim?
I was going to ask, approximately how long does a typical game session run?
Somewhere between 2 to 4. I've played it with 7 people at the table, and that takes a little bit longer, obviously.
Yeah, that would make it would more people would take
especially if everybody has to have 2 scenes.
Right, and the way that would kind of fit that in is that then everybody gets, instead of a total of 4 scenes, they get a total of 3. So it's 1 act, 2 act, 3 act, and then the opposition pool is a little more incremental as opposed to that big jump from 3 to 5. Right, and I realize that's insider baseball for everyone. I apologize, but basically it can work with 7 people, but it makes the game go a little bit longer.
Yeah, what's the ideal size? Do you think 4 to 5?
This really 5, yeah. But we've played it with like 3, and it works just fine too, because the initial dice on the body and the initial dice on the darkness in Act 2 are based on the number of players. So how many dice started on the body? 5. How many were added to Vampire? 5. So.
Self-governing. That's pretty cool.
It's got an interesting evolution to it, where really going into the conclusion, I mean, we look like we're in dire straits here, because we've got 6 negative relationships. We've got 6 dice on the darkness, and that's not looking good for us. But the way the conclusion works and the way the dice pools get built for the conclusion, it ended up being totally even.
Yep.
Going into the conclusion, which I thought was really it's a very noir thing.
Yes.
Where it feels dire, it feels desperate, it feels like you have no hope of actually pulling this out, but you can.
Yeah, and it doesn't. One thing that really takes people the longest actually is not the mechanics. It's really coming up with what Scandinavian name do I know?
Well, and there's all of this, write down your daughter's name, write down your the word, and so I can see that takes a little bit of time laying out that groundwork, and then once all of that was set, oh, she's dead, oh, this happened, oh, we're going to tap this, oh, we do that. It moved pretty quick.
The setup is part of gameplay.
Yes,
which I think is a cool thing.
Yeah, it definitely built. It's part of that came out of how Bedlam Hall you build a house, right? Everybody says, where does this room go? Where's that room go? But by having the player say, okay, like Mac was the visitor to the town, that's the stranger. So Mac could have said, there's an airfield, and we go with that, right? The doctor doesn't necessarily have to be a doctor. Or, I'm sorry, the medic doesn't have to be a doctor. It could be a veterinarian or even just like an EMT or something like that. So the town has its own flavor develop as it's going.
Right.
And, one of the things about the Elder is that the Elder can add, like, the local industry. You chose not to play that up too much, and you didn't have to, because the way the Elder fit in was that it was not necessarily about the financial direction of the town, but more specifically, the history of the town, which is what the town Elder fit in. And that's perfect. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, we went with more of a folklore thing, but I could certainly see Captain of Business. It could be like Carnegie or whatever.
Yeah, or basically, the local lumber mill or something like that, and it works nice. And then people actually build, once you get more comfortable with it, saying, okay, I know that you are, the mayor of the town, but you and I share our location together, and it puts it together and makes it a little bit nicer. So it works good. Anything else? What you got? How we doing?
We're doing good. We haven't had any new donations, but we are really, we have a lot of time.
We ended really early.
Yeah, we have an hour.
Oh, did we?
It is 10:40, and we're supposed to go until noon.
Oh.
That's why I was.
Let's play
that's why I was
again.
doing this talking.
Yeah, so we have.
Oh, well, actually.
Like an hour 10.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do. And actually, I'm really excited about this because this is the first time we've done this. Okay. So.
Are we going to have a human sacrifice here on this?
So here's the question.
We just killed all our NPCs.
All right. So let's pull the dead bodies off the cards.
All right.
Anybody who's dead.
Louis
Bjorn
Christina's gone.
just got dead.
Sorry,
Katrina's
Louis.
gone. Everybody says R.I.P.
All right.
Bjorn is gone.
So the question is, what we're going to do is we're going to do another round, because you can do this, because this is one of the things that you can say you can have, not unlike it, where you defeated the darkness, but you didn't destroy it. So the question is, did you stay in town?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question is, do you want to change your role to a different one? You could be the tradesman, the criminal, the official, the medic.
Given the supernatural nature of things, maybe...
I love a Diet Coke.
Maybe the tradesman.
Okay.
I think. Let me see here. Earn for the week. Yeah, because I feel like I would have stuck around, but still have to find an actual job since I quit the agency after all of that other stuff. So.
Okay. Jib, are you still the law?
I will remain the law.
Okay. Stork?
Oh, I'll be right there. Tying my shoe.
That's all right. Are you staying as the elder?
Yes.
Okay. Are you staying as the local?
What was the other ones you could be?
Criminal? Official?
Wait, what's the official?
Celine's losing
Mayor.
hair.
You know what? I'm going to go with official.
Okay. Switch it up.
I'm going to be criminal then.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Now, you're playing the same character.
I just killed somebody.
Doesn't mean you can't.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'll stay. Then I'll stay the local.
Okay. So, no, we'll keep it that way. All right. So who stayed as the same person? You did, and I did, and you did too? No, you became the official.
I became the official. I'm
All
running
right.
for mayor.
So how we're going to do this, and I'm really excited about this, by the way, is that, all right, so everybody starts off at their basic character point, right? Okay. But for the people who stayed as the same role, and I'll stay as the medic, we get 2. We start off with 2. All right? And we're basically doing a new round of this, but it'll be back down a little bit, all right, because now things go very fast. All right? So everybody, let's put them back in the center.
Please.
No, it's fine. We're just putting them in the center right
Okay.
now.
Thank you.
Fantastic. All right. So we'll start off. Okay, we're going to build our relationships again.
Okay.
What's your relationship with him? Pick. Did he get better?
Well, let me give you my goal is promote the town.
Yep.
That's my goal these days.
I'm going to go with good.
All right. Stork, you can pick on Jib, or you can pick on Celine.
I think I'm going to go with good with Jib as well because with his quotas, I don't think either one of you are familiar with our problems.
Okay.
Now the police chief has been let in on our problems.
I'm gonna change our relationship to bad because now you are privy to the secrets,
That's
but you're
fine.
not from here.
Absolutely.
And now I'm suspicious that you're going to share this town's secrets.
Okay. You know what? I am picking up on that suspicion and staying the heck away from you. Go ahead.
Let's see, with Elias. I'm going to say the relationship went good.
Okay. Now remember what you built on the last storyline there.
Yep. I found my long lost daughter.
You did.
Daughter I didn't even know I had.
Okay. Stuart?
I think our relationship is really good now because of what we just had to deal with.
Yeah. Since I only have bad, I feel like your new role of promoting the town is bringing strangers in when we need to keep them away.
Okay.
I might also add that, unfortunately, you did kill somebody,
Yeah.
which I now know I can hold against you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So here's how. Okay.
I have thoughts too.
So we tried a relationship, but I couldn't get over my dead wife.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it didn't work
Oh,
out. But
yeah.
we did have that coffee date, and it just
Dead wife.
dead wife.
He just couldn't stop talking about her.
My
You
wife
keep saying
used to make coffee
ex-wife,
like
but
Well,
Just like
You- you clearly
now,
held
police
held
station is still there. Protestant church is still there. The hospital. Let's see. You still have the ancient cross. The guild hall. The Malice.
It's the center of town. It'd be fine. It's
Okay.
The official adds the center to the town, so.
I might add that my NPC is the only one that survived.
That's true.
He
So
was
does
on the
that-
ship watching the whole thing going,
That's wise.
Not making port, yo.
just no.
Okay, so who wants to add any additional civilians? People do come occasionally.
I'll add one.
Please.
Ooh. And another donation came in. Thank you, Kurt Hanna. We know that guy.
Yeah, we do.
That guy.
Yeah. That guy. That guy.
Do they need to be associated with our location still?
Since you know what the locations are, you could make it for somebody else.
Can we like flash forward a year or something?
Absolutely.
So like,
Oh, yeah.
So now he's been elected mayor, and so
Yeah.
this has
Yeah.
been a year has passed. Does that make more sense?
Yeah,
for
I
everybody?
think so.
Let's see here. Okay. Yeah.
We're all making NPCs.
Yes.
So Bjorn Bjornsson Jr., whose one-eyed father was sacrificed, he's gone astray. Without the firm hand of his dad,
All right.
he's now in and out of the police station
Sure.
for vandalism and other teenaging hijinks.
Okay.
All these difficulties, I brought in a new deputy,
Oh, okay.
Lars Hoganson.
Okay, actually, I'm going to change mine to that. Okay, so what we're going to do is the cafe. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So, oh God, I hate this guy already. So Bobby Blaze, the new owner of the Broken Reindeer, who's trying to up it in the terms of its overall.
Oh, no.
I know, isn't he great?
Oh, I already hate him.
And he's got the bleach blonde hair that sticks straight up. Oh yeah,
He drives a Hummer, even though it's like way out of date.
yeah. There you go, with the flames on the side.
Ooh. Oh, you know what? First thing he did was he got rid of the Miss Pac-Man.
That's right. Oh, now it's got an espresso cup. Yeah.
No.
Espresso machine. He's trying to. Yeah.
No more herring. No
Yeah.
more herring. Hamburgers.
And now it's Bobby's Broken Reindeer.
Of course it is. What a
Hate
douche.
him.
What a douche.
He is a douche. All right. So let's
Hold on, I've got an NPC I'm working on here.
All right. So while we're doing this, let's actually add like the 2 blue dice, one on the event and one on the vampire. So now that everybody's a little more familiar with it, we're actually going to do some really fun stuff with this. I'm really excited. So, all right. So we're going to put the 5 back on the body. Would you flip the body over, please? Okay.
All right, I'm making one of my new NPCs is called the Bagman. Mm-hmm. The official, I will just read you guys the description. The official always needs to keep their hands clean, so when someone needs a little extra payoff or to be offered something off the books, the Bagman makes the payment without directly involving the official in their office. I'm going to modify that a bit.
Sure.
As a jumping off point. He's going to be my troubleshooter.
Absolutely.
In town. He makes sure that we don't get vampires around here again, and that we keep track of our lore books so that we don't lose them anymore, and anything else that may have to happen. Because clearly, I've learned
You have.
that if you're not minding the store, bad things go wrong.
All right. So now that we know that, and we know the new members of the town, so obviously we can leave it up. By the way, okay.
Okay.
We can suspect that the vampire is back. Okay. All of us here know that we're heard about the vampire before. So who is the first body that we find that in order to be able to determine?
Well, I didn't get to have an NPC die, so I think Captain Jorgen washes ashore.
No shit. Put him over.
Yeah!
Is there a way to make it so that it isn't a vampire, but maybe a copycat killer?
Absolutely.
How would I implement that storyline?
Oh, okay. So just flip over so what we're doing, by the way, is that because now everybody's a little bit more familiar with it, instead of it being based off a playset, we're now doing this collaboratively. So we can say exactly what the darkness is, we can say who the body is, and we can say who the event is. So
Okay.
this is actually really cool because now everybody's familiar with it. So do you want it to be a copycat killer
I do.
storyline?
What I wanted to do is somebody else is making it look like the vampires come back.
Sure. We can do that. All right. So what's the event of the town then? What are we saying?
It still could be murders.
No, the event
No,
could be
the
a
event-
festival.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah,
a
yeah.
summer festival.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Because it's
The darkness is ending.
Like in Jaws.
Okay, sure.
See?
Because
Yeah, I'm
because
getting
malice
that
means
kicking off.
friendship.
Could be kind of a pagan, perhaps.
Oh, is it
kind of
summer?
festival thing?
No, I guess it would be summer
Yeah, we
solstice.
could do that. Spring or summer or.
And like you're trying to bring in tourists from outside to the festival.
Yes.
To promote the town, yes.
Yeah.
Now we can go Dragon Tattoo serial killer moment.
Absolutely,
not,
we can do that.
Not supernatural vampire.
Okay. All right. So, who finds the body?
Guys, I have a new sheep. It's a lamb. It's a little baby lamb.
Widow-
Okay.
Little baby lamb.
All right. So who's all right? So we all know, we'll just make that jump again. Is that we know who the Captain Jorgensen? What was Captain's last name?
Jorgen.
Jorgen. Okay, we know who Captain Jorgen is. Who found the body?
You know what? I could have Magus, my troubleshooter, found it. Or no, you want a direct person needs to be involved with it.
Doesn't have to be. So you want Magus to be the one that found it?
Yes, so then he comes and reports to me.
Okay, and then what are you going to do with that info?
I'm going to go to the police chief.
Okay.
Because we're on speaking terms now, and
okay. Oh, okay. I take off my hat because I'm going to play the deputy.
yeah.
Deputies don't wear hats.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to the Malice Police Station.
What's your deputy's name again?
Lars.
Lars. Yeah. Hello, Lars. Is Elias in?
I'll have to check.
Beep.
Sheriff.
Yes, Lars.
I want to get the name correct because I never get it right.
Mogans.
Mr. Jacobson is here for you.
Jacobson.
No, I'm intentionally saying Jacobson.
Okay.
You can correct me.
I did.
Okay. I'm sorry. Mr. Jacobson.
I'll be right there.
Okay.
Come out.
Elias, can we meet in your office? Thank you, deputy. There's my assistant Magus has found a body on the festival grounds. He's described it as its hands are missing and its throat has been slashed.
It can't be back.
I don't know. We performed the ritual correctly. Mostly.
We did.
I'm not going to bring that up.
Okay. So we'll go out to where the body is.
All right. So why don't we do this? It's the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's just the two of you.
What kind?
Gonna make it.
This spiced apple.
All right.
Spiced apple
Got
breads
me
are
that
delicious.
time. All right.
This is all
I'll
I have
eat some
left.
of that too.
It's plenty. It's dangerous.
Give me a bite.
All right. So
Is it already cut?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to take all this food. I'm going to put it next to me.
The spiced apple bread's quite yummy.
put it in right there. All right. So who's the spotlight player for this one?
Me, I guess, yes.
Do you want it to be? I mean,
Sure.
you brought him in, so technically it could be you if you want it to be.
Well,
Doesn't matter to me.
we're both discovering the body for the first time. I only heard about it
Right.
secondhand. So,
But you initiated it, so I think
all
you're
right.
the spotlight.
All right.
All right. So you're going to go check it out?
Yep.
All right. So it's the two of you. All right. So since we're going to do this, we're actually starting a new system, so it'll be a new round, so it'll be against 3. So 2 versus 3. Unless you guys want to use like one of your character points to change something here. Up to you, Stork.
I'm trying to. First of all, I got to figure out what I want out of the scene, and then I want to figure out if I want to spend something. So I guess what I want out of the scene is to make sure that this isn't going to blow back on the town.
Sure.
So I need to see. I guess I need to determine, if I can, what killed this and how, and if it's going to be a threat to the town. If this was just a dog attack, or if this was. Okay. Yeah, I think 2 against 3 is okay, right?
Sure.
Who's rolling the 3? Oh God.
I'm the devil.
1 success.
Oh. Okay, so you can take 1 off the body, and you do not have to put it to the event or darkness. So, what do you want to have happen?
I'm going to notice that it looks like knife wounds or hacking, and less of a slashing, tearing. Like somebody got hacked up with a machete or an axe or a cleaver.
Yeah.
And it's less of a tearing, wrenching like the
You've seen enough
like the
of
vampire
these.
was. Yeah.
I did forget one thing, that being a new role, you do get to actually add a new location. So
I did.
Did you?
Well,
Fairgrounds.
I'm just basically going to call the
did
guild
not.
hall because his location is the center.
Okay.
The center of town.
Well, you also said that a new location, which is the fairgrounds where the body was
I
found.
did, didn't I?
You did.
Another
No.
card.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's write down the fairgrounds.
Eve opened up a shop.
Is
What
there
does
any
Eve
other
sell?
rainbow sprinkled on it?
And the fairgrounds take place in the center of town,
Sure.
which is it's like a big park with a
Maybe over there.
with
but
a
not over
gazebo
here.
and all. Yes.
Is there a
Sprinkled
rainbow
on it.
sprinkle? I'm a rainbow sprinkle guy.
Yeah.
Do you want to try the spiced?
Considering all of the shit she's
Nope.
seen,
Okay.
Eve opened up a metaphysical shop.
Did she sell crystals?
Metaphysical.
Well, she's been studying and it's actually like legit stuff and it's based off of the folklore of the town and everything and with the incoming tourism.
Okay.
Has Eve gotten some insight on that from Fleur?
Ooh.
No.
All
I
right.
had the robes, remember? The torches?
And wanted to murder people.
Because I know the legit old ways. You have
Who wants
crystals.
the next scene on this one?
Okay, so I've discovered that this isn't.
Yeah, it's not the vampire. Yeah.
It's not a vampire, and we need to.
I want the next scene.
Okay.
I want to go into Eve's shop
Okay.
and criticize her take on the old ways.
Okay. So the goal is, I believe, to act on your personal goal.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. Why don't you
pick the fight
criticize a
with-
little bit?
Pick the fight with Mac, who hasn't had any sleep. It's going to be
Yeah,
it's
yeah, I
gonna be
did.
dramatic. Yeah.
So Fleur goes
I
into
just see
the
the
shop.
fires of madness starting to form.
Like the little bells on the door go ding 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 ding, and my new lamb follows in and not housebroken.
Oh,
Leaving those little those
lamb
little
shit.
Yeah, the little peels,
Little
the
marbles.
little. And Fleur walks slowly through the store, looking at things, going,
Mac, your face right now is the best.
"And you're selling this to gullible people?"
Gullible people,
Well.
it's. I've seen things. And I have been studying up on how to actually fight these things without murdering people.
You don't actually know that I murdered people, do ya?
Are you
As I say out of
admitting-
no, I've said that out of character. I said it in the voice, but that was a
Yeah.
mistake. Out of character, you don't know that I killed anybody.
I know.
Okay.
I'm just.
Yeah,
I'm
because
just
you don't
making-
smell of death.
Yeah, but
I
you want.
symbolize death. It's
But
very
you
different.
wanted to, and Eve remembers that.
Okay, fair. You don't, young lady, you don't understand the old ways. And
If
the
I
old-
recall, I helped banish a vampire, and so I'm not really sure I need a lecture from the person who wanted to murder someone when it wasn't necessary.
Helped, she says. And what is this? Crosses. As though Christianity is the old way,
It worked, didn't it?
and giving away the secrets, that's definitely not the old ways.
Oh, so we should just leave everybody to be defenseless against these things.
No one is defenseless when there are people who follow the old ways.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does to me. Ding, ding,
That's
ding,
very
ding.
sad for you.
No. Sheep Junior. No.
All right, I'm going to jump into the scene right now and take it on here. Wait a minute, I'm just making sure.
You spending your
Oh no, I don't think. I think we know what this scene
All
is
right.
going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
for the next 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
We've got time to kill. Let it happen.
all right. I'm not intruding on anything, am I?
Absolutely not.
No, come on in. You're coming by from the phony wares of a fake mystic.
Really?
I think your sheep needs a walk.
Sheep Junior.
I think
Yeah.
Laura needs a walk.
You excuse us?
Who are you, by the way?
Oh, I'm.
You're the
Still the medic,
you're
still
the
the
still
doctor.
medic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh. Of course.
Thanks.
I am sure that you know how to keep a secret, don't you? And I back out of the store, looking at you both. And then outside the glass doors, I stop and symbolize death.
Okay.
You've become the log lady from Twin Peaks.
And then I walk
She
away.
brought in a sheep. Shit in my store.
I'm sorry.
Are you?
Yeah. I brought you stuff.
Okay.
You know, you left a couple of things over.
Thanks. That was very decent of you.
How are things? How's shop? Oh.
Well, it was.
I got it. Hold on.
Well, it was doing okay until Fleur decided to show up, and I mean, you caught the tail end of that.
Yeah.
You know, they do not make it easy to come back to this town. You know, I thought there's a reason Mom left.
Yeah. All right, so here we go, because we're working on this right here.
Yeah.
And this
So
is
how
interesting, because
many-
we're not antagonistic, but there's definitely a problem here.
How
The
many?
two of us, and then the three.
Okay.
Oh, I might make this. I did! Okay, so who wants... I'm gonna give you the option, well, by me bringing your stuff, how does that make you feel?
I think that the issue was never that she didn't care for him.
Right, we just got the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, so probably a little softer.
Okay.
Relationships that start under stressful situations never
I know.
last.
Yeah. I'm sorry if I didn't. You look nice.
Thanks.
All right. I got to get back to the infirmary. Yeah. See you.
Yeah.
All right. Who's seen?
Let's see. I had one. You had one.
Mm-hmm.
She had one. So it's up to you,
Yeah. if
or
you like.
one of you two. Yeah.
And you know what? At this moment, I'm just going to spend those two, so I get a +1 so moving forward. So,
How'd you get two?
because I kept
right.
the same
Yeah.
roll, and so
Right.
then
Yeah, I
we
think
were
I'm
throwing
gonna.
it.
I was thinking I would do the same.
Yeah.
So
Yay! All the good things are happening. Extra dice and another donation.
Yay!
Mark Havner.
Who?
Mark Havner.
AKA Christopher Gray!
Is somebody you know?
Happiest apocalypse on Earth! Okay. All right, so go ahead.
okay. So I think we're bringing Captain Jorgen's body back to the infirmary just as you come back.
Hi, Elias.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
You can see for yourself.
No, I don't want to see it. What is this?
You have to do an autopsy. You have to tell us how he died.
Nope. I don't want to be involved in this again. I stayed here, but I don't.
You have to do this.
All right, bring it in.
So we'll put the body bag up on the table, so we unzip it, and it's like, at a glance, it's exactly the same thing again.
It's the same thing again. Oh no, not again.
Bogans thinks there's something different.
Let's roll some dice.
Let's find out.
Now it's 4 versus 3. You got 4 right there, so. Or you want to use yours? Cool.
I don't know. Mine have not been doing well by me today. I'll take that, though. 3.
Good.
Put it in.
All right, let's take one off the body then. Well, Morgan's right. It's like stab wounds. That's weird.
So, instead of a supernatural undead menace,
No.
we have a psychopath.
Oh. How is Floor? Yeah, this definitely looks like stab wounds. from a semi-blunt instrument, actually, which is kind of interesting. Can you hand me that? Yeah. You're not going to like watching this.
Do I ever?
He opens it up. Yeah, definitely not done with a I don't know. More like a screwdriver, but a big one. Not sure. Are you going to go to the festival? Didn't even think of that, did you?
Kind of went out of my head when I saw this.
Yeah.
Because, the festival is bringing in all these new people into town. Which usually that makes me a little giddy inside just because I know how Floor's going to react to it.
Oh, God.
But
Wait, why does everyone hate Floor? She saved the freaking day. It's fine. Sometimes you have to be a martyr.
I stopped by Eva's shop.
how are things between the two of you?
Good. Look, I'll keep doing a check. Hey, man, you got a tough one here.
I need you to find out anything you can.
All right. I'll get my head in the game. Get my head in the game.
Okay. And I think with that, I'm actually gonna go to Eve's shop.
Ooh, you can take two scenes. Good for you.
No, I'm not gonna.
No,
that's
go
just
for
where
it.
I would go.
Please. Oh, okay. You don't need to do it next. You can just say that's where you're going. All right. Who wants the next scene? You've actually got the next scene, actually, if you want.
Yeah. I was actually thinking.
That works.
Go and find you.
That works.
Anyway, now you had the other necklace half, but do we establish if it was just like, oh yeah, we were sweethearts at one point, or was it established like, oh yeah, I'm your dad?
I think it was established that I'm your dad.
Okay.
At least that's where my head was going. But if you want it to be something different, that's fine too.
I'm good either way. I just different types of drama there.
Your pick.
Different types of drama.
It is.
Yes, what is
Flavors. Yeah.
what is Mamma
I'm
Mia?
going to say that she doesn't actually know. She just thinks that you guys were, like, sweethearts.
Okay. Okay. I'm good with that.
Yeah, her mom had told her something else, you know. Oh, hey. Hey.
How you doing?
I'm okay. It's been a really weird morning.
Yes, it has.
Okay.
You go first.
Oh, just Floor came by and brought her. It's whatever, and then yeah, I still miss him sometimes, but he could never stop talking about his wife. I'm just glad he didn't bring her up when he came by with my stuff. So
Sorry things turned out that way.
yeah. So yours?
Another body.
You might have led with that.
I thought it might preclude other conversation, so.
The other stuff is inconsequential. And is it back?
I don't think so, but I think whoever did this wanted to make it look like that.
A copycat?
That's what it looks like.
That's disgusting. Who was it?
I was Captain Jorgen from the ferry.
Man. Okay. Well, what do we do? I mean, we don't have. It's in your territory, right?
Angus is investigating the body to see if we can find any clues there. I should probably go back out to the site and try to figure out where he died.
So what do you want out of the scene? Is it your scene or
It's
It's her scene.
mine.
It's her
Okay.
scene.
Excuse me.
Well, I know that it's going to be bad for the event, and the event is going to help me with my shop.
Oh yeah,
So-
weren't you like putting stuff up for that and everything?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to help figure this out as quickly as possible because having body show up is going to ruin this event.
Okay, so basically the goal with this is to another die off the body to move it to the event. So all right, go for it.
All right.
So it's 3 against 3.
Who's rolling for the opposition?
2.
To none.
All right,
All right.
sure.
Nice.
Good. All right, who wants to go next?
I think I'll go next.
Okay.
Right? We got one more scene?
Yeah, you got one
So
more.
I'm going to swing by the medical examiner.
Oh, great. Okay.
So what have you...
All right, so you're
I help find the body.
all right. So you're coming in to meet up with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. What would I be doing at this time? Oh, okay. Oh. Hello, Mr. Jacobson.
Jacobson.
Sorry, Jacobson. Thank you very much for the funds to help with the other room to get the asbestos down, by the way.
Can't have asbestos in the town. It's not good for people's health. Lord knows I want people showing up at the hospital and not get sick.
Yeah,
This guy. That's high quality marrying right there.
I know.
Would like to have people actually go to the hospital if they needed it and not actually get sick. So, But I believe that you have been made aware of the recent circumstances at the fairgrounds. What is your conclusion?
All right, roll some dice.
Rolling dice. What do I roll?
All right, so it's 3 versus 3. I'll let you roll some more because you are now the person to roll the opposition.
2 successes.
Push.
2 successes.
Okay.
I like these dice. I'm keeping them.
All right, so take 1 off the body there. And do you? Yeah. Okay.
To the event?
These 2 that we took off the body earlier, do they just go away, or did we need to put them someplace?
If the situation is intended to basically just find more about the body, you just take them
Okay,
off. But if
that's
you're
fine.
doing it for the event,
That's fine.
so
I just wanted to
fine.
make sure we were doing the right
Actually, yeah, because we're not doing this about the event, so just take it out completely. Okay. So, looking, well, you have good news. You have a dead body. You do not have a victim of a,
I don't see how this is good news. Let me sum up. Somebody has killed a body in our town in the same manner as a vampire would kill the body in the town. So obviously somebody knows our ways.
Well, doesn't that help a little bit? Because then you know it's not a stranger.
Do you know how he was killed?
As a matter of fact, I do. Take a look. I was about to ask if you're squeamish, but I know you're not. Take a look at that incision right here.
It looks really rough. That's what led me to suspect it wasn't from the ripping and tearing of a wild beast. Yeah,
Okay.
it's more of a...
So, the depth of this, right here. So it would have to be something that you could hold in your hand like that, right?
Yeah, or if you say so.
The width of that, isn't that what you call that Thor's hammer thing that you had?
I had a feeling that's where you're going with that.
That's what did it.
So somebody has taken the Thor's hammer out of the ice and is now murdering people at random with it.
I'm not saying it was random. I'm saying it's a dead body. And I know that because I remember the engravings on the side of it, which is why you have the edge side on one but not on the other.
I also am concerned that it's somebody that knows enough about this, about the ancient creature, that he can mimic this style. So it's either someone from this town or someone who has learned of it. I should probably go talk this over with the police chief.
So are we still having the solstice?
Yes, the festival will keep going. I don't see any reason not to.
No reason to get all those people out of the water just because there's a shark.
All right. Okay.
Well, if I were to close it, I'd have to tell everybody why. I'll have to talk to the police chief first before we can figure out. But I think we'll just continue on as normal until we have more information.
Is this your second scene?
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right. Who goes next?
I actually want to try to see if I can determine where Captain Jorgen was murdered, whether it was at the fairgrounds where the body was found or whether it was someplace else.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a good call. Yeah.
All right. So, how are you doing this alone? You could,
Doing
because you
police
still
team?
have 2 versus 3 on this one.
Doing police
I
investigating
feel like
stuff?
Eve closed the shop to go with
I
it.
think, I was kind of going to see if Eve was going to go with me, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do that. So it's the 3 versus 3.
Okay.
And we'll let you guys actually act out the scene afterwards.
Yeah. I got nothing.
2.
Okay. So how do we want this to play out? So, okay.
So this is they rolled against the darkness and lost?
Yeah, they were rolling against the body, if I understand that correctly.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So we can do a couple of things. So we can move the body, or the last dice on the body, to the darkness if you want.
That makes the most sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And frame that as the only thing we can determine for sure is that the captain was not killed here at the fairgrounds. But we have no idea where.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Okay. I know. All right. So I'm going to take the next scene here. I know exactly what I'm going to do. So, all right. And I'm actually going to do it, narrate it in just a second here. So would you roll for me? Don't worry. I got a plan.
Oh, boy.
Oh, dear.
Hey, guys,
Dave's got a
watch
plan.
this.
I got a good plan.
Hold my beer!
Yeah.
And my plan did not work out.
Uh-oh.
All right. So basically that plan was you go, all right, I don't need to be in the scene, but you go through and you see that there are flyers for your shop up on the wall or as part of the event, but it's in my illegible handwriting, so I haven't helped the event whatsoever by trying to do this. And I was rolling the dice to say I was doing this for you, and you're going, fucking Angus. So take one of the die off of the event.
So I don't understand.
So basically, what I was trying to do, okay, and we're just doing this as a past event. So I was trying to put up flyers for the event,
I see.
but
in your
failed.
bad doctor's handwriting.
right, and she sees this, knowing I did this on her behalf.
Right. And yes, your history. Yes.
Yeah, so you can so basically, you can come up and so let's act out the scene that we had, but basically I fuck things up as
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
All right, so you come to the infirmary and do that, and so you see this going, okay. Hey,
Look familiar?
I was just trying to help, Eve.
I don't need your help. I need to do this. Okay? We split up for a reason, and I don't know what you're trying to accomplish by this.
I was just trying to make sure that the solstice actually had some people there and they weren't leaving. I know people are talking, all right?
There's other ways to help. I mean, you said you've got a body here. I'm hearing that it might be a copycat. That needs to be the focus right now.
I'm focused.
Okay. Well, let's keep it that way.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. All right, who's seen on that one?
I got a scene.
Go for it.
Okay, so Fleur, who is being unfairly maligned throughout the town,
I know.
it's unbelievable, is walking around her property
With her lamb.
with Lamb, with Sheep Jr., and she goes, as she tends to do, out to the site of the ancient temple. And as she comes up on it, she notices that there's footprints all over, like people have been here. And she goes, and out of curiosity, she wanders into the circle, the sacred circle,
Yep.
and there's blood everywhere.
Blood everywhere.
Blood everywhere, and the ancient cross on Thor's hammer is dug into the ground in the middle of is buried in the ground. Now,
Like stuck in the
like
ground?
stuck in the ground.
Okay.
So she looks around and she's like, I'm very, I did not, what happened here? Who was coming up to the site? Nobody. She takes the ancient cross, because it's sacred. And
Yes.
It shouldn't be left here.
No.
And takes it home.
So you're basically just protecting the secret, or
Yep.
okay.
Do I need to roll for anything?
No, if you're trying to act in your personal goal,
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a
exactly
personal
what that
goal, right?
is.
Yeah.
Can I spend 2 of these to get a plus?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna.
And you can actually do that with the other 2, so you can have a +2 if you want.
I'm gonna hang on to them for a second, see if I need them, but eventually.
Fair enough.
And you can buy those at any time throughout the game. You don't have to wait your turn or anything. You can just spend them.
Yes, but if it's something, it's a scene like if you were earning it in the beginning, like, we're working on a relationship, you can't apply it immediately to your next dice roll.
I see. Oh, I want to spend these. So okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the police station,
Yeah.
and I don't know if this creates a scene or whatever, but it's basically I'm going to task Lars
Yeah.
to go over the lists of all the new people in town,
Okay.
because we've had to keep track of people in town because I need to maintain order
Okay.
and make sure that we know who's who and what's what.
Okay. So the last scene of this act is Max.
So we have a copycat,
Yes.
and we have somebody who's very upset about this festival happening.
Some of us understand that you don't bring strangers in when you've got secrets to keep.
I think Eve's gonna go talk to Mogans.
And so what do you want to have happen with this scene specifically?
I'm still focused on the event
Okay.
and making sure that the event happens.
All right. Because you need to make that buck. Go for it.
Mayor Mogans, I'm a little concerned about Fleur.
Fleur,
Sorry.
She's very eccentric, yeah.
But I'm sure you've heard about the copycat death.
Yes.
Yes, well, she came into my shop and was very distressed by the fact that I was getting ready for the tourists to come through and what I was selling, and she seems very bent on making sure that we keep people out of this town, and I just wonder if there isn't some motive there.
She's very. She does not respond well to change, yeah. But as far as I see, we have 17 good years before anything bad should have happened. I think she's just being overly cautious. Her family is. She's lived on that farm a long time. Her family is very ingrained in this town, and I think she has a hard time with the changes.
That's why I'm worried that she could be involved with
Are
this
you
copycat.
suggesting that she is the killer?
I'm just saying that if she is coming and trying to ruin the festival and come in and disturb my business. We all know she's eccentric. She knows what it looked like last time she was there. I have to question things.
She does have a propensity for violence. I can.
The things she does with those sheep.
To the wolves! Thrown to the wolves!
Well, I was expecting as much.
You're preparing for it
I
by
know.
taking the bloody murder
Here's
weapon
the
in
thing.
your
I
house.
saw it coming. That's why I got...
It's fine. All right, so what do you want to happen with the scene?
Bring it on.
This is your scene, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
My goal is to get Mogans to investigate and help push to check into Fleur.
I can have a word with her if you wish. Or should we roll? We should probably roll to find out if they're not to succeed, yeah?
Yeah, well, specifically, what are you wanting to do here? I mean,
She wants to convince me to go out and talk to Fleur, I think.
okay, to get more information about what's the copycat killer specifically?
Yes, I guess it would be the darkness.
Yeah.
Okay, go
in
for
this
it.
instance. Three.
Yes? 3, right?
And we're a little on uncharted territory here, so
Yeah.
this is kind of interesting.
So 3, right?
Yeah.
I got 1 success.
I got 1 success.
I don't
So
know
you
what...
succeeded on that.
I don't know what succeeding means.
Well, specifically, she...
Well, in this case, if she's confronting the darkness, right, normally that would mean that the darkness is weakened. But
right.
if she's casting suspicion on Fleur, who is innocent...
Well, she's not casting. She's trying to find out more about what's going on.
Okay.
So,
I think she's moving from the darkness to the event. That's
think
what makes
so,
sense
too.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because she's basically concerned about the murder, so which is the event,
right.
Not necessarily the darkness around the event.
Right.
Well, yes, that's exactly right. She went from darkness to the event.
Okay. And again, like I said, we're doing this a little free form, so this is kind of new for me too.
Okay.
So, all right, so Act 2.
In which Fleur is completely innocent,
Okay.
says me.
Says me.
Oh, so now you're at +2. Please add that to the darkness, please.
Ooh,
Stupid darkness.
darkness.
It's visiting you. Absolute horror. You cannot see. Never mind. All right.
The Heart of Darkness.
Okay.
Anyone?
Oh yeah. That was it.
Yeah, we got it. We just didn't like it.
Still not funny.
No. All right. So, what's our tally?
Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. We got an anonymous donor, and our current tally is 4277.
And our goal is 5, so
Five
we're,
grand.
Yeah,
we're
we're getting
sneaking
there.
up on it there.
Yeah.
Thank you for following the spirit of 4277. What?
Spirit of...
Shut up.
40. No.
You were reaching for that
Yeah, you
one
were.
really
That was hard.
hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you were.
Wow.
I think we need to roll against Dave.
I attacked the darkness.
He was the darkness the whole time.
was.
Tough fundraiser. Tough room.
Pull off his mask. It was Old Man Darkness the whole
It's not
time.
a mask! Ah! All right.
Everything's a mask if you believe in your heart that it is.
That's true. Yeah, if you pull hard enough, everything is. Ah! All right.
You're the one that wanted to make this a serious game.
I know,
You're
it's my
drifting away from
bad.
your
My bad.
initials.
I'm sorry. So, thank you for bringing it back.
We've just
So-
exceeded Dave's ability to be serious for a
well,
length of
we did
time.
pretty good. We've done pretty good. 3.5 hours. So, all right. So, where do you want to go now? So, who wants the next scene on this one?
I think I should, because we can continue up on that. So it's going to be my scene with Fleur.
Okay. Fabu?
All right.
All right.
Who is it?
Yeah, it's me. I've come to talk to
Open the door like this much. What do you want?
you. There's been an event in town, and I've... again, I'm getting sweet. I'm Irish. I've come to find out if we could put our heads together and figure out what is going on.
Does it have to do with your festival?
Well, it's not helping the festival, that's for sure.
Well, then I already like it.
Well, Fleur, shutting the door on me isn't going to make this go away. There's been another murder in town.
Another murder in town.
Yes, it is done in the same style as someone that has been attacked by one of the ancient horrors.
It hasn't been 17 years yet.
No, it hasn't. That's just why it worries me. It's somebody that knows our ways and knows how that creature murders.
Well, come in. I'll make you some tea. You can tell me more about it.
So we need to put our heads together and figure out who around this town.
It's 100% just like right there on a side table, displayed nicely with some like flowers. You walk right past it.
No. Well, I was going to wait for Dave to come back so that he can be in on this. But in the interim, I'm just going to say, I'll just talk.
Uh-huh.
So it seems as though somebody who knows our ways and knows in the manner of which this creature was. Say, is that the hammer that we left in the glacier?
Just lying there in the middle of the...
Well, you missed, but it's like, so she has it on display.
Of course.
I've taken it into my custody for safekeeping. As the only person left in this town willing to protect the old ways, I thought...
Fleur?
What?
What are you doing with that hammer here? And
Well, as you can see, I've given it some celebratory flowers to give it its due.
I'm going to walk up and look at it. Is it still bloody?
Is it?
Yes, I would not wash off blood off of anything because that goes against the old ways.
Of course.
But
Washing
the blood that
is the old ways.
Fleur.
the blood that goes onto the hammer is a gift
Fleur.
to the hammer.
Fleur,
Everyone knows this.
what have you done?
What have I done? I've followed the old ways. Is what I've done. I've honored our gods and I've honored our traditions. What have you done?
Everything has been taken care of. We have 17 good years. Why are you murdering people?
I'm not murdering people.
Then what have you done?
But I've saved the hammer.
Are you working on your relationship here, or are you working... I'm asking you, because...
It's your scene.
No, I was working on the event. Well, I started with the intention of working on the event.
Sure.
Not working on my relationship.
Okay. You can.
But, it may cross into our relationship only simply because of the past, but I'm not working on it. No, I don't want to work on a relationship. I still feel about her, but she's nuts. And she does have the hammer.
I love how you look in the camera and they go,
Yeah, no, because I know everyone out there knows I am right.
So, what was I doing? Where was I after that? You took the hammer from the glacier to keep it safe, and there's blood on it now.
I didn't take it from the glacier. The old gods brought it to me and gave it to me as a gift.
Fleur, where did you find the hammer?
I found it in the holy site.
And you didn't look at me. Tell me the truth. Did you murder that young man? No.
The
Did you
poor
murder the
captain.
captain with the Thor hammer?
First of all,
What's wrong? What are you doing?
I'd never murder anyone. I give the gods their due, that is all. Would you like this tea or not? Slosh, 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 slap
What are we
down,
going to do about this, Fleur?
What are we going to do about what?
Well, it seems as though you have insinuated that you have murdered somebody in the name of the old gods at our harvest festival.
The gods do not like your harvest festival, but I have not been helping them. I don't like what you're implying.
I'm not.
I don't like what you're implying. Get out of my house.
Oh dear, Fleur.
I have Lamb Sheep Jr. needs to go for a walk.
Well, if you didn't do it, then you need to help us find out who did.
Pebbles all over the
Oh,
floor.
as she kicks me out, I'm going to be like, well, if you didn't do it, then you need to help us find out who did.
all right, so
And scene.
what did you want to have happen out of that scene?
I
don't
wanted to
think
make
you
sure
rolled
that
any
she
dice.
didn't actually... Oh, yeah, we didn't do any dice rolling. That she
That's
didn't
all right.
actually kill him.
Okay. 3 against 5?
5?
Wait, are we
Yeah,
already
two
to 5?
Yeah, you're in Act 2. Or
Oh, sorry, it's just like peak crazy for Floor.
It's 2 to 2.
okay. So What do you want to have? All right, so
really, I wanted to make sure. I wanted to
yeah, take it off darkness. The fact that you know that it's not Floor.
Yeah.
But it's not really to the event. So
Oh, right.
Yeah, just take it off. All right.
I'm fairly certain it's not Fleur because I don't think she would have lied to me because that's not exactly what. But she wasn't really absolutely clear about what she has been up to. So
All right. Go ahead.
that was my scene.
Yep.
See, the problem is here.
There's only one.
Okay, well, one of the problems we have
Fair enough.
is that from a law enforcement standpoint,
Sure.
the list of possible suspects is pretty narrow
I don't know what you're talking about.
for this. Okay? As has been pointed out previously, it has to be someone who knows the old ways, which means it's either someone from the town who's in the know, and that's not everybody in the town, or it has to be somebody from outside the town who knows about such things. Mm-hmm. And seeing as how the town has gone to extraordinary lengths to make sure that nobody from outside of the town knows,
Yep.
that narrows my suspect pool quite a bit.
It does.
I have a question. I actually have an idea, and maybe even a solution, but I have to buy an NPC for that.
Sure.
Can I do that at any time?
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
Oldie McOlderson, who's been around since forever.
Katrina's mother, who has been grief-stricken from her death.
Oh.
Dig it.
So your daughter or daughter-in-law.
It would be my daughter.
While he's writing that, we have another donation, Roy Otis. So thank you.
Sweet.
I know everybody is like, eh.
No, that is awesome. You happened to say that right in the middle of when I was yawning.
Oh, I see how it is. That's okay. I don't know what's going on anymore. Nothing makes
So it would be Elise Jakobsen.
It's two Elises.
She didn't get
Oh,
married.
is there another Elise?
Elise Morgan is her mother.
There will be possibly more than one
It's
Elise
fine.
in a town.
It's a
I spelled
popular
it
name.
Alice anyway. All right.
Okay.
Katrina's mother, grief-stricken.
All right. So having this very small suspect pool, I've already spoken with Mogans.
Yep.
I've already spoken with Eve. I've already spoken with Dr. Lork. That leaves one person for me to talk to.
Oh, goody.
So I'm going to drive out to the Strugenflugen farm to go have a chat with Fleur.
Go for it.
Can I bring an NPC into this?
Of course you can.
Little Bobby Bjorn Bjorgensen Jr. is having trouble with the law and with school and stuff, and the local. One of the things it says is that I interfere with. I help out people who are local.
You are?
So he's here working in the garden as I straighten him out.
Okay. Okay.
Would you like to play Bjorn? You
Sure.
haven't played an NPC in a while.
I'm just clarifying the fact that the fairgrounds is town center.
Okay.
Yeah,
Now you get those weeds, Bjorn.
I don't like weeds.
No, you're gonna weed the garden and then you're gonna paint the fence, and that's gonna learn you how to behave yourself.
This is
As the official police Volvo
not what.
pulls up.
Police Volvo.
The
Still
police
funny to me.
Volvo. You see, I called the police on you, and you're gonna be going off with the sheriff unless you do the.
Why would
the
you do
chores.
that? I want to be playing video games.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with your generation and the video games.
You don't know.
Do
You're
some
just
gardening.
old.
Chunk.
Why, hello there, sheriff. Have you come for Bjorn?
His eyes get wide. He starts pulling weeds furiously.
No, Fleur. I've come to talk to you.
About Bjorn, I'm sure.
No, there's been another murder.
What?
Bjorn, you better go on the weeding while I tell the sheriff not to take you away.
But what is
While
he
we
talking?
go, he's talking about he's trying to scare you about a murder charge for you. He's only been He's only been painting on
You've never seen anybody weed so fast in his life.
All right.
Why don't you come around here to the other side of the house before you start talking your nonsense, Sheriff? Now, here I am, trying to help a young man get on the straight and narrow, and you're not helping at all. And you saw me winking. I was winking a lot.
Yes,
For
Flora.
shame.
Yes,
For
Flora,
shame.
I saw you winking. This is far too important to worry about, Bjorn Jr.
I don't understand how you could overlook the fate of a young man whose whole life ahead of him.
We've had another murder.
So I've heard. There's nothing that happens in this town what I don't know about it, Sheriff. You know this. Constable, whatever you are.
The question is, how much do you know
I
about
know
it?
everything.
Oh.
I always know everything. So if you want to know more about things that happen in this town, you might be more polite. Sheep Jr., behave yourself.
Once again, Dave is reduced to playing animals. I had a white tiger once. Dave played my white tiger. It makes a great white tiger.
I'm going to imagine that Sheep Jr. also made those sounds.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
what?
Sheep Jr. chuffed. Okay.
It's very the wrong trousers right now.
I need to know where you've been for the last few days, Floor.
Well, I've been here, at me house. I've been in town. I've went to Eve's
Have you been to
terrible
the
shop.
fairgrounds?
Of course I have. Everyone has. It's in the centre of town. You cannot not go to the fairgrounds. I'm becoming Irish too.
Yeah,
it's really easy.
Yeah. You have to start with ya. Ya.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
There-
That'll get you.
Then
Yeah.
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 Volvo.
This murder was made to look like the beast
That's what
that
the
we
mayor
fought last
told me.
winter. There are very few people who know the particulars of that enough to do that.
This is true. Because some of us have been protecting the old ways and keeping the town's secrets. And some of us have been inviting strangers in to learn our secrets. So I would think to yourself, who's talking? Is it me? Or is it Eve with her shop full of secrets? Is it the mayor asking in all these strangers? Tell me, Sheriff, what do you know about Eve?
Well, for starters, I know where Eve's been for the last few days. And
You watching over her. You keeping an eye on her. I have a young man over there that is in need of a firm hand. So if you have something to say, come out and say it. Or I will become Irish, and I will steal your Lucky Charms.
Too late.
did you murder Captain Jorgen?
Captain Jorgen, the feller on the ferry.
The same.
I won't even dignify that with a response. Dang it, now I'm getting really off.
Yeah.
Boy again,
Yeah.
boy again,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just start with ya.
Yeah, no.
So
It's Fargo.
I think what we're trying to do is kill off some darkness here.
Yeah.
Right? That's what makes sense to me.
Yep.
How many dice am I rolling? Am I 3?
Yeah, you're at 3. She's at 1. So
I'm
it's
2.
total of. Oh, you're at 2? So it's 5 against 5.
5.
And just because I know that, like, we have, 20 minutes? 15?
Oh, yeah, we've got like 15 minutes.
Okay, so
we
what
can
we're going
speed
to
it
do
up.
is that
Maybe,
we're
maybe
just
a little less.
So we're going to just finish out everybody getting one more scene, and then we'll finish.
Well, I'll
it
tell you this. If he wins that roll, I'll show him the...
Sure, that works. Okay. I have 2.
Am I rolling against it?
Yeah.
Oh, 1.
So yeah.
Okay, so then I'll be like, well, there is something maybe you'll be interested in seeing, and I'll take him out to the ancient temple site, and I'll be like, Bjorn, you keep waiting while we're gone. We're talking about you.
All right, I'm going to start painting the fence too.
And I'll tell him what I found there.
Okay.
Look
All
at all
so
this
you're gonna
blood.
take one
Are
off
you
of
gonna,
that?
are you going to tell me that you found the hammer?
Yeah.
Okay. The footprints, okay, they don't, I mean, obviously her footprints are there, but there's another set of footprints that are too big for her to be hers, I think. Mm-hmm. So, Flora, I have to take the hammer.
That is sacred to us. You know what it is. You know what it means.
And I will treat it with absolute respect. But whoever...
I'm holding a hoe, by the way.
But whoever did this used the hammer, and they may have left something on it that will tell us who they are.
Don't you doing any of your DNA tests or scrapings on it? You know that the hammer is soaked in blood, ancient blood, sacrifices from 1,000 years ago.
And I'll take the hammer to go have it tested.
Okay. So actually,
I just told you not to do that! Why doesn't no one listen to me?
So I'm going to actually take the next scene, okay? Because I'll say that you're taking it to me because of the equipment and all that. Yeah. Okay. And I know exactly what's going to happen. So I'm going to investigate it. In fact, so much so I'm going to spend the other 2 just so I can make sure this sucker happens. So now I'm at +2.
You better not destroy it.
So
Okay.
All right. So...
And my 3.
Yeah. So I'm rolling 6 against 5. So this is going to be either really cool
Or really bad. It's going to be really cool, because...
Those
1. Oh, well, now I'm tied anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
3.
Yeah. Hello, Sheriff. I know. Oh.
You better not destroy the hammer.
I know what's going to happen.
Sheep Junior.
Okay, and this is actually going to work out nice. Okay.
Junior's the murderer.
All right, so what do you got? Hey, so you came in...
I've got this hammer wrapped up in plastic. I've got the Thor's hammer. This is the murder weapon.
Let me guess. Now, go ahead. What is it?
We need to see if there's anything on it that will identify the killer.
Oh, I got a better one.
Oh, okay.
No, keep that there.
I know who the killer needs to be, but we'll find out.
Yes.
Okay. Have you been handling this with bare hands?
I didn't, but Fleur did.
Was she in the garden?
Yes.
Huh. Was she pulling weeds?
You didn't see that coming?
Oh no!
I did.
She was, and her and Bjorn's son was.
Well, because come take a look. You can see there that like the same fingerprints. They're actually got the blood on them. Also looks like they've been like cut weeds, dirt.
So what does that tell us?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, unless your killer must be gardening or something.
So it's the fingerprint in the blood.
Yeah, and also it's the same.
And it's not Fleur's.
I don't think so.
You're dead set on pinning this on me.
No, actually, I'm not. I was at one point, but not.
Why?
Because the only other person who was there is Bjorn.
Whatever happened to his father?
You did.
Do you want to pull one of
That's perfect.
thing off
That's even better.
Yep, I do.
Oops.
Beautiful.
So there's 2 more scenes here. So one's for Mac and one's for. We'll go to Mac. How about that?
We actually need to do the other one, and because I can't brain anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm hitting my limits here.
All right. So what we'll do is actually we'll
We'll
finish
skip
this
ahead.
up. So
To the end?
yeah, we'll jump right ahead.
Jumped ahead. Okay.
All right. Actually,
I'm going to start tidying, actually,
Yeah,
so
'cause we
that the
have
next
to-
group can come in.
right. So
Call
actually,
out
we'll let
our
this
own
last
stuff.
scene. Actually, we'll tidy up, but you get to play Bjorn.
All right.
So we'll let the last scene be between you two, and then we'll finish it up because I'm pretty sure with the 3-3, and we're all going to do it. So, and there's only 4 there, but I'll let you guys have your scene because I think dramatically that's the most entertaining.
Now, Bjorn, don't you feel better now that you've done an honest day's work?
Yes, Miss Fleur.
Now, ever since your poor sainted father ran off to the zoo, I've been keeping an eye on you, and I want to see you do well.
Yes, Miss Fleur. I have one question for you. I've got the gardening trowel.
Yes, you do.
What is it, Bjorn?
What were his last words before you killed him? And I'm going to stab her.
That's actually beautiful.
And then we show up at the last minute, driving to
Right.
Yeah.
just standing. All right, so
Sheep Junior is
There it is.
there it is.
very
We're cutting
sad.
it real short, but basically that's the second
red
season
ending.
of A Town Called Malice. Again, this is in playtest. This is kind of interesting. I'm going to have to take some very great notes on this one. Stay tuned. Of course, this is happyjacks.org/rainbow. So please,
That's right.
Stick around.
Stick around. There's another game coming up right on these heels here.
Yes.
And if you're interested in this and any other products, you can always find us on monkeyfunstudios.com. You guys have fun?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thank you
And
very
we
much.
have
This is
to,
a lot of fun.
Announce a winner for top donor for this game, and we actually have a tie. So I am going to roll a die. And our winner is Eugene Katz.
Yeah!
Hey.
So thanks again, and we'll talk with you soon.
All right, bye.
Bye.
And
Bye,
good
guys.
luck. Congratulations, Eugene.
Yes. Congratulations.
Hold on, I'm hitting the wrong buttons, guys.
Just push all of them. Push all buttons.